Last time on MasterChef New Zealand. After a shootout with the young guns,
Don't mess the opportunity up.
What is that?
Matt was in the firing line,
I think you should be walking out the door as well.
but Z paid the ultimate price.
It's now time to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
And Tony hit the bullseye. Dining with Chelsea at Kokoro.
You cannot beat this. You just can't. Goodbye.
Tonight on Masterclass, modern Kiwi cuisine with international influences. Young gun Nick Honeyman returns to the MasterChef kitchen to create a deconstructed Masaman duck curry.
And it's striking.
Ray whips up an eggplant, couscous and prawn salad.
Just relax, I'm not going to send you home or anything, you know?
And Simon brings a taste of molecular gastronomy to the MasterChef kitchen.
After a really kind of gnarly challenge and then, really sad elimination, it's kind of always a nice relief to do a masterclass because there's no pressure. We just get to sit back and learn from the experts and taste the food at the end, and it's awesome.
Being able to sit back and take it in is basically a luxury compared to the pressure of challenges. It's a really fantastic feeling, and there's no pressure.
Hi everyone, welcome to Masterclass. Now we are 6.
How was this week's challenge? Restaurant, style, entree, main, dessert. Anna, what did you think? I saw some great dishes.
It was really, a great time to get really inspired and really go to the next level. I was really excited by it, and I was really rapt when I heard what we were doing.
Tony, unbelievable. I don't know where that came from. Out of nowhere came this total restaurant-style menu that blew us away. Where did it come from?
Well, it's a combination of a few things, a few ideas I've had. I've taken a few cues from previous masterclasses and chopped it down a couple of gears and got in the zone, and it worked.
All 3 guest judges said they'd put your dishes on their menu.
Wow, can't ask for better than that.
And you weren't far behind, Chelsea.
Thanks, yeah, I had a great day. I had so much fun, and it was really nice to be able to sort of be creative and, come up with your own sort of menu. It's just what it's all about, really, being here.
So now you can relax and watch us do our thing. And following on from the Young Guns challenge, our theme today is modern Kiwi cuisine.
Modern Kiwi cuisine, it's fusion. It is certainly not meat and 3 veg anymore.
Simon and I are going to show you a dish each, and guess what? We're welcoming back one of our young guns, Nick Honeyman.
Hi, I'm Nick Honeyman. I started my career off in Sydney, then moved on to France for 3 to 4 years, and have been at Dallows and now Crew as the executive chef. I use a lot of raw ingredients in my cooking, paired with classic French techniques and modern molecular style of cooking, and then that's what you'll get on the table.
Welcome back to the MasterChef.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
In the Young Guns Challenge, Nick's dish looked stunning. I was very impressed. So hopefully today he's going to show us something that looks just as elegant as his competition dish.
How was that Young Gun Challenge for you?
A little bit stressful to watch. I'm not sure I could have done it myself. I think that they all did an amazing job, and we had some fantastic food. Was really blown away by it all.
Want Chelsea's recipe for a tart?
Yes, please.
You might be lucky.
What are you going to show these guys today, Nick?
Today I'm going to do roasted duck breast, Masaman curry, coconut rocks, tatsoi and freeze-dried lychee. It's my take on a Masaman curry.
Wow, that'll be worth waiting for. And Ray and I are going to book in Nick's main course with an entree and a dessert. Ray, what's up first?
I'm going to do a baked eggplant, Israeli couscous and prawn salad with a herb dressing.
And I'll be rounding things off with a Manuka Gold liqueur intergalactic rock.
Sounds interesting.
And we've had a bit longer than 8 minutes to get ready. Well, we'll take off and leave you to it, Ray.
I'll get on with it.
Enjoy, guys.
See you soon.
Okay, guys, let's get on with it. I've obviously got the entree, and what I'm going to do is a baked eggplant, Israeli couscous and prawn salad. I'm looking at these ingredients, and there's quite a lot today, and I'm looking at them, and I think the carrot, the onion, the parsley, they're about the only ones I grew up with, okay? Yeah, I mean, I'd actually never seen broccoli until I came to Auckland, but however, let's not go there. I know, it's hard to believe. We also used to have to get money out of the bank before the weekend too, but that's another story altogether, yeah. So what I'm wanting to do is basically show how we're using a lot more exotic ingredients in New Zealand, and to me, that's what modern Kiwi cuisine is. All right, Brenton, you're up today. The first thing I want to do, I want you to slice these about a centimetre, which is about that thick. I want you to put them, slices, when you've brushed each one with oil, side by side, okay? I'm going to cook some of this Israeli couscous. Couscous. Who ever thought we'd be eating couscous? What is couscous? Anyone know?
It's wheat, isn't it?
Yeah, it's made from wheat. What's the nearest thing you can think of that it's like? It's a really small version of something that you really are familiar with. Pasta. Yeah, it's water and semolina flour. This is the bigger Israeli couscous. You cook it just like pasta. And into boiling salted water. Keep it stirred till it comes back to the boil so it doesn't stick to the bottom. And I'm just going to cook this until basically it's al dente. Generally takes about 10 minutes to cook. I've got another pot of water here, so I might as well get the prawns done. I've got some whole raw prawns which have been butterflied, which just means you get your knife and go across like that. It means they open up like a butterfly's wings a little bit. They cook faster. They look better. I just want to really lightly poach them. Excellent, Brenton. Excellent. Those can go in the oven over here when you're ready. Cool.
I just have a question in regard to the eggplant.
Yeah.
I've been told that whenever you cook it, you should salt it to draw out the bitterness.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one. I get asked that question every time I use eggplant. They've phased out most of the bitter varieties of eggplants that you'll buy in the shops these days, so you don't need to do it.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Well, that's good to know.
What used to happen was that if you sliced them up, sprinkled them with salt, you of course pull the water out, which is what salt does, but you'd also get rid of the bitterness, and you don't need to do it now. On the oven racks. These look like they're cooked to me already, so I'm going to take those out and drain them right now. I want those sort of room temperature, warmish by the time I want to use them. You're now grating a carrot. You know, carrots, peas, carrots, cabbage, Brussels sprouts, all completely underrated. We're so used to them that we've forgotten, why they're good. They're crunchy and they're sweet and they've got a great colour. I really like them, but they weren't always orange. Okay, the Dutch made them orange in the 17th century. They bred them. Yeah, they used to be purple and green and sort of weird colours, which is funny because that's all coming back. Excellent, thank you. Clean your board down. Clean that bench down. I want everything sparkling, all right? Everybody watching, it's something you guys have got to learn. Chelsea, you did beautiful food in that challenge, but oh my God, your bench was scary. Tony, we're not even going to go there, all right? Charlene, you're perfect. You're an angel, beautiful. We love watching you work. That must be just about ready, do you think? Obviously, it's going to swell up. 1 more minute. You are precise. See, we love it. It's brilliant. But I am going to taste it. It's ready. I'm going to take that off and strain it, put it in a bowl, a little bit of olive oil on this. And that also can just cool there. I'll give it a little stir every now and again.
Coming up, Ray plates up his colourful eggplant and prawn salad.
Okay, calm back, step away.
Then Nick.
Okay, buddy, what I want you to do is slice these up quite thinly. Okay, so this is all about your knife skills today. Sun-dried tomatoes, they're the big craze in the 80s. Everybody just discovered, and every single thing, and they got such a bad press. But they've got a place, and in this salad, every so often when you eat the salad, you're going to get that little burst of like summer tomatoes. It's really nice. All right, I'm going to make the dressing. It's 1.5 teaspoons of toasted cumin seeds, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. It's a rather large clove of garlic, but hey, what the hell. Big pinch of chili flakes, chopped coriander and chopped flat leaf parsley. Excellent, Brenton, looking good. Look at these nice skills, very good. In this, you're going to take the skin off and take the seeds out, but you can do it with a knife, all right? Just by scraping and flicking and back to the dressing. It's 150 mils of extra virgin olive oil in there. Right, we're gonna need some pepper and salt in that. Okay. Don't want too much pepper because I've got chili in here already. Right. I'm happy with it, okay. We're happy. So, that's the dressing. How are those eggplant, Brenton? Do we think that they're just about there? I like the look of these ones. I think these ones are ready. Yep, they'll be ready. I basically want them to be soft and nice and browned like that, which they're looking really good. Brenton, you're going to throw some things into a bowl. You're going to put the roasted capsicum, the sun-dried tomatoes, the carrot, that's a finely diced red onion. And over here, we've got some finely diced preserved lemon. It's preserved basically in salt and water. It's a traditional Moroccan ingredient. It has a really interesting lemon flavour. It's not just like juice and it's not just like using fresh lemon zest. It's got a more complex flavour than that. And it's extremely good, and that can go in there too. Biff it in.
You want all these juices?
Yep. So just throw it in. Now these are pitted Kalamata olives. Kalamatas place in Greece, so they call the olives Kalamatas. That's why they just throw them in. And what I thought we'd do is we'll split this recipe onto 2 platters. I'll tell you the order of things, and then you can do it. All right? So the order is, first we're going to put the eggplant down. I won't use more than half. And gee, that was really hard, eh? Yeah, that's the story. Just relax. I'm not going to send you home or anything, you know? Next up, a bit of this. And then I want some prawns on here as well. And pop this on top. Okay, the only other thing that needs to go on here is the dressing. All you do is drizz this stuff over the top. And what I do want to do is I like the parsley and coriander, and I want to eat it. So I'm going to put some of that on as well. Excellent, Brenton, excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, see? Even though it's a sprig-free world, you can eat these sprigs. This is part of the salad. It's the greens. All right, you're going. Okay, calm back. Step away. So that's modern Kiwi example of an entree. Look at that. You can't tell the difference. Good going, buddy.
Cheers.
Yeah, excellent.
Awesome. Thank you.
So there you have it, guys. Baked eggplant, Israeli couscous, and prawn salad. Now, Brenton, you did a whole lot of work today, so you can come up and taste it. And Tony, you won the challenge, so you can come up and taste it too. And look, you get a glass, not a bottle, just a glass of this great Witherhill Sauvignon Blanc to try with it, because it'll go really well with the grassy notes of the herbs, the creaminess of the prawns. Cheers, congratulations, good work. Yeah.
Yeah, well done, bro. That's delicious.
You like that?
Yeah, totally.
That's good. The other thing about chefs is they need constant reassurance.
That's wicked.
That's good.
Yeah. Cheers, bro. Well done.
Yep.
To make Ray's delicious prawn, eggplant and couscous salad, here are all the ingredients you'll need. Any combination of fish or seafood will work well in this recipe. You don't need to salt the eggplant to remove bitterness, as modern varieties are not bitter. If Israeli couscous is unavailable, you can use orzo or rice-shaped pasta instead.
Okay guys, what I'm going to make for you is Masaman curry, my play on it. We're going to do roasted duck breast, Masaman pudding, coconut rocks, tatsoi and freeze-dried lychee. It's one of my favourite dishes. Tiny, do you want to come up and give me a hand, mate? G'day mate, how you doing?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too. So what we're going to do first, I'm going to get you to chop these chilies up for me.
Yep.
So with the chilies, I'm going to keep the seeds in the chilies because I want the spice through the curry. Yep. So all we're going to do is you're going to take the green ends off the chili, split them in half, and then just do a rough and dice. So while he's doing that, I'm just going to turn the oven on to 200 degrees. And what we're going to do is our dry spice mix. We're going to use the dry spice mix throughout the dish. We're going to season the duck breast with it, and that's going to bring that amazing Masaman flavour. You're done.
Yeah.
That was quick. We'll put this back in this little bowl here, and then I'll get you to help me with the spice mix. Simply, we're just going to roast off the spices. Just microplate a little bit of nutmeg straight into the pan. We want maybe half of this nutmeg in there. Nutmeg is a very powerful flavour, so whenever you're using it, you want to be quite careful about how much you use. That's perfect, mate. Yep. So what we're going to do is chuck the rest of the spices in. We've got some coriander seeds, we've got a little bit of cassia bark, bay leaf, some cloves, some cardamom pods, and some ground cumin.
Cassia.
Cassia bark is the Thai equivalent of cinnamon.
Ah.
Just going to chuck this in the oven. We're going to start our Masaman curry pudding. So we've got about 50 mils of canola. You know what, I might stand back and get you to do this, mate. Make my life easier. So we're going to throw in 3 cloves of garlic, either 1 small onion or 3 shallots, 5 centimetres of galangal. Galangal looks like ginger. It's got a bit more of a citrusy flavour to it. 2 sticks of lemongrass, which have been diced up. We'll just throw your chilies in there too. So we're going to bring this up to heat and we're going to soften them, and then we're going to let them caramelise out a little bit. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the spices, and you can smell them.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to get you to do the hard work.
Yeah, that's cool. Powder it up, huh?
Yeah, that's it. You're doing a great job there. So if you have a look at this one, this is where we're at, and you can smell that. You can smell that, those amazing flavours through. You can get the lemongrass, and the galangal's got quite a unique flavour to it. You can leave that one, and then we'll pass it through a drum sieve.
Yep, sure.
And we'll achieve just a fine powder like we've got here. And that's our final product there. What we're going to put in here is the palm sugar. As soon as this dissolves, we'll put in 1 litre of cream, our jus, fish sauce, and ABC.
What's the difference between jus and a stock?
So a jus is a reduced stock. So that is perfect. Put the cream in. We will also put our spice mix in now too. This is the jus. So the fish sauce and the soy sauce are pretty much our seasoning of the dish. Asian ingredients are quite powerful. So all we've got left to add to this is the salt and the agar. The salt can go in now, 20 grams of salt. Traditionally with a Thai curry, you would bring this up and then we would split the milk, and that's where you get that lovely flavour. What we're going to do today is we've got all of the flavours in here already, and we're going to set this with agar. Agar is gelatin, basically, but it's heat resistant. So agar, we don't want to put it in while it's boiling. You want to put it in while it's hot, but then you need to bring it to the boil to make sure it's dissolved and it's activated. Then what we're going to do is we'll strain it off, let it set in the fridge, and that'll form our Masaman sauce.
Yep.
After that, we're going to just heat it up with a whisk, and we'll keep it warm for service. So that's coming up now. That's a nice simmer.
Yep.
Throw your agar in. Just give it a good stir. Because agar is a little bit heat resistant, you can literally see it working. It almost has that kind of appearance as cornstarch when you add it to something hot. We're going to throw this straight into the blender. There's no problem in blending things while they're hot, just have to be careful. So when I'm blending hot products, I'll always start it off really slow, just because of the hot air can just sometimes pop your lid off and you'll be left with your Masaman all over the ceiling. That'll do it for us. You're going to use the back of the ladle just to push it through. That's the way. When you're using lemongrass and galangal in dishes, they're not very nice to eat, so straining it out is a good idea. So I'll get you to put this in the fridge. So agar, you definitely do need to take it down to 5 degrees and then to bring it back up. If we didn't take it down, it wouldn't set hard enough and we'd be left with quite a liquidy product.
So if you try and heat it up, just go everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're going to get onto the duck breast. They've always got a little bit of excess fat on them. The fat is like gold. Duck fat in any kind of a dish is absolute gold. So we're going to take the little tenderloin off and just the little bits of sinew. And then what we're going to do is trim off the excess fat. We're going to turn it skin side up And this is one of the most important parts of when we're cooking a duck breast, is we're going to score it. Scoring the breast enables the fat to come out straight away. I'm going to do a crisscross pattern. So you want to do it quite light. You don't want to go as far down to the meat. We are going to start the duck off in a cold pan. So important to start it in a cold pan because we want to render the fat down. If we put it in a hot pan, it's going to burn by the time we've had all the fat rendered out. What we've got is just a little bit of sea salt and some of the Masaman powder. I don't want to put the sea salt on the skin side. The reason being, in a restaurant, if my boys season the breast, it sometimes draws moisture out of it. If they don't season it, put it in the pan straight away. So we get into the habit of seasoning the pan. So we're just going to season the underside of it. And then we're also going to season it with some of our dry spice mix. And we're going to season the pan lightly with some sea salt. You can place them skin side down in the cold pan. And then we will put that on medium heat. There's a beautiful protective layer of fat on this duck. And we want to render that down so it's nice and crispy.
Starting to get that nice sound happening.
Yeah, great sound that, isn't it?
Floods out.
Yeah, it does.
Really floods right out of there, yeah.
Very carefully tip some of the fat out into that pan.
Yep.
So then the duck breast is not stewing in its own fat anymore. I reckon you can turn those over. And we're literally just going to have them here for 30, 40 seconds.
Yep. Okay.
Perfect. So you're going to put them skin side down.
Yep.
And we're going to throw them in the oven. Do that for 4 minutes. The one thing that I do recommend is that your garnish is incorporated into your dish. There is no use of having a little bit of micro herbs on the side of your dish, because when I get a dish and there's certain elements that aren't incorporated in it, I'm going to try and eat them. And if you eat microgreens on their own, they're nothing. But with something else, like we've got coriander here, matched with this Masaman curry pudding is amazing. But imagine if I had it on the side of the dish, I walked in and I ate it, all I've got is micro coriander. Not very exciting, is it? These are tatsoi leaves. Tatsoi is an Asian herb, similar to gailan, bok choy. Got quite a distinct flavour. You can give me a hand here. What we're going to do is just going to pick the nice ones. So these are the tatsoi flowers. There are a lot of people who are opposed to edible flowers, but I find that there are a lot of unique tasting edible flowers. Is that our 4 minutes?
4 minutes, yeah.
Quick. So we just pull our duck breast out of the oven and we put them straight onto our resting rack. And you can see that the fat is rendered down and you're left with a nice crispy product. I'm going to rest these duck breasts for a good 5 minutes. So let me explain the last elements of the dish. We have some freeze-dried lychees, a little bit crunchy. They're not that sweet, so it's just a little bit of a bite. This is baby basil.
Wow.
We have some purple basil too, and it gives it that unique Thai flavour to it. And here we have coconut rocks. Let me explain how we got there.
Yeah.
So this here, this is coconut powder. Just straight powdered coconut, which has been air dried. And what I've done, we've put the coconut powder into a bag, taking the air out of it, and it's turned it into rocks. This is the Masaman sauce.
Yep.
It's come out of the fridge. We've put it on the heat, stirred it with a whisk, and put it in a squeezy bottle. So I'll plate one and you'll plate one.
Okay.
When I have any kind of product that's crispy, I'll always cut it from the soft side to the hard side. We're just going to cut these into 6. I'll put down the protein first, and we'll grab our Masaman pudding. And just take that extra moment when you're plating up. You've been cooking for 2.5 hours, say, to create this amazing meal, and now you're plating it up. You want to make it as visually appealing, as much effort as you've put into it. You want people to be able to see that straight away. So then I'm going to get some of these tatsoi leaves, which we've brushed in olive oil, and just place them like it's a little garden. These are our coconut rocks, and like anything that we've done, it doesn't have to be even, and it's striking. So then we'll get some of our micro herbs, and then a few coriander leaves. Make sure you don't make yours look better than mine.
No chance.
I'm just going to break these lychees up. Just finish off with 2 more dots of this, just so the Masaman's not all on the bottom of the dish. And there you have it. Roasted duck breast, Masaman pudding, coconut rocks, tatsoi and freeze-dried lychee. Thanks so much, mate. Well done.
To impress friends and family with Nick's roast duck breast, Masaman curry pudding and coconut rocks, you'll need these ingredients. Remember to score the skin side of the duck breast to let the fat render out. To avoid wilting, dress the greens just before plating. Use a squeezy bottle to make plating the Masaman pudding easier.
Charlene, Chelsea, would you like to come up and try?
Yes.
Wow, that looks fantastic. You better have some wine with it. We've matched it with the Hills Pinot Noir, so the gaminess of this wine should go well with Nick's duck. Looks great, Nick.
Look at that duck.
Bad luck, guys. You only get to watch. How unfair is that?
Wow. The flavours in that
You wanna try?
are amazing.
Oh my God, that is so good.
Go on, Tony, you better come and have a taste. You did all the hard work.
No, there's none left.
Hey, Tony, what's with like the pink and the tie? Like you're looking at sharp as today, mate. You got a hot date tonight?
No, I don't actually, but I'm feeling just a bit inspired, so
Hot take.
Dressed for the occasion?
dress up a bit for the old masterclass, you know.
Awesome. Great to see. Love you, Ed.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.
Chin chin. Where are you guys? Go on. Sit down. We'll get on with this.
Oh my God. No, it doesn't look that orgasmic.
Thanks, Nick.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, that was a pretty spectacular dish Nick did, wasn't it? Probably makes you all want to head down there for dinner, right?
Yeah. We were just discussing that at the bed. Yeah.
Great dish. Well, let's see what this old fella can pull out of the box of tricks for you. So, two things I wanted to do today. I wanted to show you something different and, talk to you about like how you come up with a dish. I generally find it's about 3 in the morning. And you go, yeah, I've got it. And I leap out of the bed and my wife goes, oh, not again, here we go. But this one particular time, I love spiders. Who likes spiders? Coke floats, get the Coke, get some vanilla ice cream and mix it up, it's pretty good. And I thought, I want to be able to do one of those desserts, but I want to be able to work out how I can, I can't serve a glass of Coca-Cola and a ball of vanilla ice cream and charge $16 for it. So I've got to think outside the square what I can do. And then this guy came along with this new product that is all about New Zealand. It's called Manuka Gold. And the reason that I want to use this and I like it is because it's all about New Zealand. Nobody can replicate Manuka around the world. When I see somebody develop a product that's so different and tastes so good, then I want to try and use it. So I want to make an intergalactic Manuka Gold rock. All right? So you better taste some first to see whether you think I'm on track. So we'll all have a little taste. Now, I'll tell you what, how I love this. Pour it over ice, some fresh lime juice, and top it with ginger beer, because this is pretty sweet. Come and do some waitressing, Anna. And if I give you enough of this, you'll all love my dish, right?
This is going to test my skills. Here we are, guys.
And Matt, you can bring one up the front because you're going to do some cooking with me today. Come on.
All right, cool.
Smells of Manuka honey, doesn't it?
So it's a honey liqueur.
It's a Manuka honey liqueur, which is, Manuka's New Zealand, right? I want you to melt me some chocolate.
Okay.
All right? Don't over melt it. What I'm going to put inside our intergalactic rock is a gel. And I'm going to make a Manuka Gold gel. I've got 100 mils of the Manuka Gold going in here. And I'm using agar, and it goes in. Okay, so I mix that in thoroughly, and we get that on there. So it's for gelification. I'm just going to bring that up to the boil, because the important thing is that it does boil. That's the trick when using agar. And the one thing you can't do with using agar is use things with acidity. If it has an acid medium, it won't gelify. So there it is, up to the boil, and we better have some more of this Manuka Gold in there, another 100 mils, because I boiled the alcohol out of the first lot, and I want a little bit of alcohol, so now I'm adding the rest in there. There we go. Pour the Manuka Gold liqueur gel into a vessel that we can set it in. Pop that into the fridge so it can set. So I've got 10 egg yolks, and I've got some sugar here, and I've got 1/4 cup of cream, and I've got the zest of 1 orange, and I've used a microplane to get that, so we'll just get that zest in there. Now the one thing that I want to get into our mix here is just like a pinch of salt in there, because we know sweet things always need a little bit of salt, or even sometimes a little bit of chili. Some people will make chocolates and put tiniest amount of chili in it that you can't taste it. Not like Brenton the other day where it's like with that milkshake, but just a touch. So you don't even know it's there, but it just makes it yummy to eat. So what we need to do is cream this up. I want that blended until it's sort of white and creamy, yeah? So what we're making is a sabayon at this stage, okay? Okay, that looks good. Let's turn that off. We've got 1.5 leaves of gelatine, and it's important that you soften it in a cold liquid. So I've actually got some orange juice that we're going to pour in there, and we'll leave that for a couple of minutes, and the gelatin leaf will begin to soften. All right, so let's come over here, get this on our heat, and we're looking for 70 degrees now, but we want to mix it around. We don't want it to catch on the side of the bowl because there's egg yolks in there, and we want to cook them.
Okay.
So it's a little bit like, you know, making the béarnaise or the hollandaise, similar sort of thing, but this is a sabayon. Now, making its debut act. What do you think of these, mate?
Wow, they're pretty impressive.
When Brenton gets his TV show, he's getting one as well, all right? Simon got range of cookware. So we can have a look here now and see that our gelatine leaf is no longer like a leaf, is it? It's all soft, so we know that it's now ready to use. And we're just going to pop that on a low heat.
These bubbles that are forming around the outside, is that
It means it's starting to cook. Okay. That gelatine is all now melted into there, so that's ready. 65, 66 degrees almost. So I don't want it to go over that 70. Using a thermometer, you know, it takes the risk out of it. There you go, 70.
Cool.
So at 70 degrees, we know the egg yolks are going to be cooked. So let's get some Manuka honey gold into here. Get our orange juice and the gelatine in there. Right. In goes our melted chocolate. There we go. So here's our Manuka gold that we've set with the agar. We're going to try something different here. Pop it in here. But see how I've broken it down now? And I've got like a nice gel. I'm thinking about how we're going to garnish things, right? So I'm going to try and do a restaurant presentation. I've never done this before on this plate or this style, so I'm learning as I'm going, and then I'm going to try and do a presentation like we'd do at home. So for the restaurant presentation, I've got a caramel sauce and I've got some pineapple. What I've done is I've got the pineapple and I've put it into a vacuum packed bag with some bourbon and some vanilla, and then I've sous vide it. So cooked it very slowly in a water bath at 85 degrees for an hour and a half. And I wanted to serve a pineapple carpaccio. I know that caramel sauce goes good with pineapple, yeah? I'll tell you what, you grab one of those spoons out of there and we'll just pop it on a spoon. If I just drizzle caramel sauce over the pineapple, a bit messy to eat, right? But if I turn the caramel sauce into a sphere, so there's liquid caramel, and all I've done is put some glucose in it, which is another jellification agent. And in here I've got some water and seaweed. And I'm just going to pour that in there like that, and you'll see that it's actually going to turn into a sphere. So this is your molecular gastronomy, right? So what's happening is it's just a reaction happening on the outside here, natural reaction that's forming a very slight membrane. So there you see, it's turned into a sphere. And if I just rinse the seaweed water off, and then if I just pop it on here, there's the sphere. So you put that in your mouth all in one go, and you will get this sort of beauty taste sensation of the beautiful pineapple with the explosion of the caramel. Was it good? Mm-hmm. Time to get the secret weapons out.
Oh yeah.
So we've got the box of tricks from another TV show, and we might just have a play around with some of them. Brenton, when you get your TV show, you'll have one, won't you?
Hopefully.
Hopefully, exactly. So what I've got here is a little bronze powder, and it's edible powder. And if we just mix that with a little vodka, a white spirit, just a little bit, So now we've got a paint. Now you can put that on your plate. And what happens is the vodka evaporates and then leaves the bronze behind. The taste of that will be absolutely nothing. You won't even detect it. It's a food grade bronze. So let's finish off. And I need 2 pints whipped up, thanks. So a soft peak. 2 cups, sorry, not 2 pints. Geez, I really am saying I'm old school, eh? So it's all about mise en place for service, do you know what I mean? So that cream's looking good. What we'll do is we'll just put a little bit of the whipped cream in here, like that. And we'll just whisk that around. Now, the rest in here, and we'll fold it in. Now, to fold in, 1 fold, turn the bowl, 1 fold, turn the bowl. So I'm straight through, turning my spatula, turning the bowl. Now, if we were at home, and I didn't have one of these fancy machines, which some people do, you know, for making sodas and things. Some people might have them, but if you didn't, we could have some coffee cups perhaps we could use to put it in. Take some and just pour some in. And then I would pop that into the freezer and let it start to freeze. And then I would take it out and I would put some of our gel in there. But at the moment, because it's not frozen, it's sinking to the bottom. So you know what I mean? And then I would come along and I would top these babies up. And then when you cut into it, you'll have this lovely Manuka gold gel in the middle. So that's what you do if you're at home. Pop those in the freezer mat. I'm a restaurant guy, so we're going to try and pour some in here without it going absolutely everywhere. There we go. Then we get this guy on here like this. And the first thing I'll do is get a cream charger into here. Here it goes. Now I want to get some NOS in there. So I've got a fully pressurised canister. And then what I would do is tip this upside down and I would leave it in the fridge until I'm ready to go. Now I've got some liquid nitrogen. Some of you will have had mandarin cheesels. I sort of discovered this, you know, when we first started playing around with liquid nitrogen. Everybody in the kitchen was like throwing everything in it. We put mandarin segments that were freeze-dried from this Fresh As company. And then we started eating them. We suddenly noticed we were blowing all the smoke out our nose and thought, you know, plum cheesels is all good fun. Away you go. There you go. All good fun. But we have a liquid nitrogen rock to make. But this one's been in the fridge for a while. I want you to stand here and just shake it down a couple of times. And while you're doing that, over here I'm going to start getting our pineapple carpaccio on here. So I just want one piece down on the plate, and then I want another piece sitting on top of it like this. And I'm looking for one of my caramel sauce numbers, which is just going to sit on there like so. Just a tiny amount of the silver powder on top there. Now what we need to do is freeze the ladle. Okay, I'll take that. And this is like the ultimate snow freeze, right? Hold that, get some of my gel into here. And now we'll just finish it off. Right, she's out and looking great. So I'm freezing it on the outside, and I really want that rock effect. I want it to look crazy. Just don't do this at home because it can be pretty dangerous. You get this on your finger and you take it out, it'll just snap off. And there we go. Now into galactic rock. And the idea is when they go to the table, you know, this is quite crunchy at the moment. Hear it? It's a complete rock, but inside it'll be all soft and you'll have the gel. All right, do we like that? So there it is. But now I'm going to show you how to plate one up if you're at home. Chances are probably you don't have any bronze powder, you probably don't have any liquid nitrogen, but you can buy this great stuff. This is a berry balsamousse or a balsamic, which I think is great. And, you know, we could just, our stripe could be done with that. And we can all get pineapple at home, can't we? And we can probably all make a little caramel sauce. Take out one I've frozen earlier. And we want to show off, right? So we'll turn it out. Let's just cut it in half and see if we can see our gel in the middle there, which we can. Really rustic on there. And then we've got an easy one for home.
Simon's stunning frozen dessert can be made without liquid nitrogen using these ingredients. The Manuka Gold jelly can be served with fruit, cheese or ice cream. Be careful when cooking the egg mixture. It needs to reach 70 degrees exactly. To free the frozen desserts from their molds, place them briefly in hot water.
Manuka Gold Honey Intergalactic Rock. Come and have some Wither Hills Pinot Gris with it and see what you think. Somebody should really crack into it, you know.
Hey, Simon.
Hey, how you doing?
Taste this.
Great.
It's fantastic.
Old dogs, new tricks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Nick. Loved having you on MasterChef. It's been great having you, and your dish was fantastic, right?
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be here.
Here's to the top 6. You're all in the zone now, right? Right, Matt? And it's like, it's all on now, guys. Let me tell you, the standards and the challenges are going to get even higher. Buckle up and get ready for the ride. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand.
We thought you deserved a treat.
The top 6 head to the country's most prestigious resort, Huka Lodge,
It's just the most beautiful place on earth.
for a taste of luxury.
Crayfish.
With a challenge to match.
I was shaking in my boots.
To cook 5-star dishes from Huka Lodge's gourmet menu.
Close to disaster.
And I'm thinking about throwing in the towel, to be honest.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, after a shootout with the young guns,
What is that?
Matt was in the firing line.
I think you should be walking out the door as well.
But Z paid the ultimate price.
It's now time to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
And Tony hit the bullseye. Dining with Chelsea at Kokoro.
You cannot beat this. You just can't. Can't buy.
Tonight,
We thought you deserved a treat.
the top 6 head to the country's most prestigious resort, Huka Lodge,
It's just the most beautiful place on earth.
for a taste of luxury.
Crayfish.
With a challenge to match.
I was shaking in my boots.
To cook 5-star dishes from Huka Lodge's gourmet menu.
Close to disaster.
And I'm thinking about throwing in the towel, to be honest.
The winner will receive over $100,000 worth of prizes, including $20,000 worth of groceries from Countdown, a cook surface, vent surface, cool drawer, and 90cm self-cleaning oven from Fisher & Paykel. A complete range of kitchen products from crockery and bakeware to knives, glasses and saucepans, courtesy of Stevens. An exclusive cookbook deal with Random House. And the premier prize, the multi-award-winning Skoda Superb, combining innovative design with classic European refinement. From Skoda, simply clever. Who will be New Zealand's next MasterChef?
Here I come. I made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I made up my mind now. Here I come.
This morning we fly over Taupo in a helicopter.
but we got no idea where we're going.
Presumably somewhere pretty nice because you don't land a helicopter any old where.
I can't even begin to describe the colour of the river. You go over and you see the Huka Falls, so that just looked completely wild.
The jet boat flew straight underneath us, and wow, it was unbelievable.
We were flying over the river and I looked down and I was like, oh, look at that place.
That's where we're going.
Oh my God, we're going to Huka Lodge.
Walking out of that helicopter, honestly, is the most unbelievable experience that I've had in my life.
Couldn't wipe the smiles off our faces. We're so excited.
Hi everyone and welcome to Huka Lodge, the iconic New Zealand retreat. This 5-star luxury lodge has hosted everyone from Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, they've stayed here 3 times, to Hollywood stars like Joan Collins and Michael Douglas, and rock stars like Pink Floyd and Rod Stewart. And now it's your turn.
Even though it's one of the most pristine places in the world, you come here and you actually feel like you're at home.
Pinch yourselves, it's real. You are the top 6 of MasterChef New Zealand, and we thought you deserved a treat.
Yeah, thank you.
And we'd like to introduce you to the General Manager of Huka Lodge, Mark.
Thanks, Simon, and everybody welcome to Huka Lodge.
Mark, what's special about Huka Lodge?
Huka Lodge is special in every way. Of course, one of our biggest assets is the location, but at the same time, our task is to concentrate on delivering a unique guest experience.
And Mark, Huka Lodge has spectacular food. Tell us about that.
Yes, the kitchen is led by Michelle Laus, who's our executive chef. At the same time, what we try to do is create private dining options spread out over the premises. So we have 20 in total. Every guest can experience a different option every night, and that makes it so unique.
You'll meet Michelle and get to take a look around later. But to put your minds at rest, there is no challenge today. This afternoon is all about checking into your accommodation, relaxing, and then sitting down to a superb dinner tonight. Mark will take you to your suites, and we'll see you later.
Thank you so much. It's a dream come true. We've walked through the grounds, shown a pool area.
Heated, the spa pools are about 40 degrees, so they're nice and warm, okay?
Mark's showing us around a bit. Pool, your tennis courts. That's crazy. And our room's just amazing.
And these are your rooms for your stay at Huka Lodge, so enjoy.
Right on the river.
Me and Brenton got a room together, so I'm pretty rapt about that. We're going to get into some fishing, I think. Man, this is awesome, bro. Yeah, bro.
Not only do we get to stay here, but they're putting on a dinner for us tonight.
That's the best part. Like,
people pay
That's why I
thousands
said,
of
are
this.
you for real?
Yeah.
Is there a catch?
We're having this extraordinary experience. We've got the 6-course meal coming up, and I'm very, very excited.
Hi everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce to you a man who has won Michelin stars in his native Holland before heading out here to set the benchmark at Huka Lodge. Please welcome Executive Chef Michelle Laus.
Hi Josh.
Michelle.
My name is Michelle Laus. I'm the Executive Chef at the Huka Lodge. We never say no. Anything you'll ask, we'll try to get done. 1 vegetable and oyster cocktail. What makes a great chef? A lot of love, a lot of determination. You find a way to make something a little bit better.
So what can we expect this evening?
Usually we do a 6-course menu at Lodge, from which the guests can make a choice, but I reckon it'd be nice to serve all 6 courses to you tonight.
I'm hungry.
We're in for an incredible evening.
Thank you very much. It starts off with champagne and canapes on the lawn. Thank you.
That's beautiful.
Bring it on is what I say.
Yeah, bring it on.
Definitely.
Here he is.
There you go.
Hi.
Raw scallop. Okay, a little bit of lemon mayonnaise on the bottom, bit of creme fraiche. I hope you enjoy.
That 6-course meal, every one of them, amazing.
Snapper.
Beautiful.
Well, it's one of my favourites anyway.
That is awesome.
Crayfish, upside down tart, bit of herb salad and a tangy butter sauce.
It's so pretty, isn't it?
We're in paradise, having this extraordinary meal cooked by a Michelin star chef.
Mushrooms, mushroom and cheese, basically.
Awesome.
Enjoy, take it.
Thank you.
It's just amazing what you can do with such simple ingredients.
Venison grilled over charcoal. The cubes on top is the jelly made from the sangria, and the fruit on the bottom has been poached in that liquid before it got set.
Unbelievable.
The food is just phenomenal. Everyone's just stoked.
I thought I could cook a good bit of venison, but wow, that's out of this world.
Wow.
They haven't tried to overcomplicate it. They've just stayed true to the flavours, and the result is just something out of a dream.
Hi guys.
Hello.
The end. We made a lemon pie, but then our way of thinking about it, the filling just whipped up, passion fruit gel, and at last the sorbet or ice cream.
They've all been beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, fantastic. It's been absolutely sensational. I think these guys have had a real treat. So cheers to Michelle and Huka Lodge.
Thank you very much.
Thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Fantastic.
Thank you.
We hope you've enjoyed your day off. Because tomorrow you do have a challenge. And it's going to be a doozy.
We're thinking to match this stunning, remarkable place is going to be a pretty big challenge ahead of us.
So get a good night's sleep, guys.
Cheers.
Nice to have dinner with you guys.
Yeah, you guys
Waking up at Huka Lodge is a fantastic experience. It's beautiful. You know, you look straight out from your cabin, you can see the river. I had little fish this morning.
The mist this morning was beautiful. I didn't ever expect to be staying at a 5-star resort anytime soon in my life.
Wow. After dinner last night, the platform has been set really high. And you're still wondering what the challenge could possibly be.
Welcome everyone. Hopefully you slept well last night because you have a big day today.
Last night you had a meal to remember. Well, at least we hope you remember it, because guess what the challenge is today?
Oh, Lord forbid we're going to cook what we ate last night.
Michelle's menu last night was just amazing. I wish I'd known that this was the challenge when I was eating it, you know, I would have paid more attention.
There were 6 courses in your banquet last night, and there are 6 of you standing here today. Your challenge is to replicate 1 course each of Michelle's delicious 6 courses.
You'll pick which course you're cooking out of a bag. But Simon, Ray and I won't know who's cooking what. You'll each have 90 minutes to cook 3 portions of your course.
We'll blind taste your dishes and collectively score you out of 10. Michelle will also score your performance in the kitchen out of 10. The contestants with the top 5 scores will go through to the next round, but the contestant with the lowest score will leave the competition.
We've got a massive reputation to live up to. There's no way we can come and take a step back. We have to take it to that next level.
You'll be given the recipes and everything you need to cook your dishes. And Michelle will be in the kitchen to guide you through the courses. Michelle, how long do you think it's going to take to cook one of these dishes?
A bit of time pressure on them, but I reckon each one of these dishes can be cooked within about 90 minutes.
Michelle says it can be done in 90 minutes, but there won't be a lot of spare time, which immediately makes me think I'll probably be down to the last second as usual.
You're the top 6, so we're expecting great things from you. At stake is a place in the top 5, so there's no room for error.
You can feel the competition growing between the 6 of us. Everyone that you look to deserves to be here and are amazing chefs.
We'll leave you to find out who's cooking what, and we're looking forward to tasting your efforts in due course. Best of luck, everyone.
We walk up to Michelle. He's holding a bag of pool balls, numbered 1 through to 6.
You're going to draw a pool ball out of a bag, and that will decide which dish each one of you is going to make today. You to take the first one.
I picked lucky ball number 1.
That's going to be the scallops.
5 is the venison.
Spot on.
Interestingly enough, it was actually my least favourite of all the meals.
I pulled out the 6.
Mate, lucky man. Dessert.
So I'm going last, but it also meant I had to put together this pretty complex dessert dish.
And the next one. Number 4.
The shrooms.
So it is.
It seems straightforward, but every aspect of every dish is time-consuming.
Mate, what's that?
Crayfish.
Oh.
Every New Zealander loves fresh crayfish. It's just the most amazing thing.
Chelsea, what do you got?
2.
Snapper?
I'm actually really happy to have this dish because it was one of the favourites last night for sure. Hopefully it goes okay.
Charlene, you're first up. Let's go.
This was a challenge with a difference. It was just you alone in the kitchen with the chef. Yeah, I was a bit nervous about that.
Today I've chosen the hot and cold scallops. So I've just peeled the lemons when I'm gonna get started making my sugar syrup.
For the hot scallops, I had to put it in brine for 20 minutes on the timer. And then potatoes on the boiler.
Time's just flying.
Half an hour's gone.
Yeah.
Just read through it, concentrate.
Yeah. I'm just gonna get my scallops into the freezer now.
To do the cold scallops, it has to be sliced and frozen. Once it's sliced and frozen, it's easier to mold. You can't do that when it's still warm and loose.
I'm just whipping my creme fraiche and just a bit of chives in there. I mean, we did try this last night, so it's gonna be interesting to see whether I actually do it to his standard.
There's a slight problem with scallops. She's only got 5 scallops brined. She really needs 6. We'll see. We'll have to see. Be good to see her own initiative in this one.
The thing that's taking up most of my time here in this dish is just the cutting and the slicing.
This was by far the hardest challenge for me. Focus is on you, you're trying to get things done, you're trying to follow the recipe to the T.
I have to cook 6 scallops.
I've got all faith in you. So don't let us down.
Oh.
I counted wrong when it came to the scallops.
I just did a huge mistake.
I counted only 5. I needed 6. Quickly, I just grabbed another 2 scallops, chucked it back into the brine, and timed it for 20 minutes.
All right, Charlene, you got 15 minutes to go. 15 minutes left. Remember what you ate yesterday, eh?
Yeah.
Put your love, your heart, and your soul in it.
I'm just trying to get perfect round shapes, but this piping bag's not giving it to me.
I would have preferred to pipe it into the squeezy bottles, but that was too tricky. Time wasn't on my hands, so I just used the piping bag.
Okay, you got 3 minutes. Come on. The waiters are on the way. You keep an eye on your scallops.
Luckily enough, the 2 backups went in and came out just in time.
1 minute to go. We've got 3 people in the jetty waiting.
That's right.
40 seconds.
Okay. I was working till the last second. It went out just before I needed.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Done.
Oh my
Proud
God.
of you. Well done. Look at it.
Oh. I can honestly say it's nowhere near what I ate last night, visually, but I'm happy with it.
Hot and cold scallops served with potato and lemon. Enjoy.
At first glance, I look at this and go, wow, it looks fantastic. The caramelisation on the scallop is excellent. Have a taste.
They've done a really good job of replicating the cold scallops. The hot scallops, the potato purees, are nowhere near as silky as it was last night.
I could live with this as being quite okay, but the mash, to me, just has no pizzazz.
Right, well, we've got to score this out of 10, guys.
Happy with that score, guys?
I reckon.
Right?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Let's go.
My dish is the snapper with cauliflower tofu. It's absolutely delicious because I ate it last night. Hopefully I can emulate it properly. There's a lot of fine dicing that has to be done.
You're well underway, Chelsea.
Yeah, I'm just getting all my chopping and prep done first so everything can be there ready.
Sounds like a good plan to me. Good luck. Chelsea's going pretty all right, actually. She looks extremely organised. She's pretty determined to win this one, and I think she's making a fair chance.
This must be the eel. Ooh. I probably expected a nice little piece of eel meat that I could chop up, but it still had its skin on and the bones in, and it looked a bit awkward. I'm pretty sure you have to peel this. Excuse me, chef. I skin the eel, don't I? Oh, I don't want the white flesh. Michelle gave me a quick lesson on how to fillet the little bit, then debone it. I'm going to start this agar now. The tofu is actually jelly that's set with gelatin and agar, which is quite a fine process, and it needs enough time to set. It could be too runny or too hard, too much like jelly. It could taste like agar if there's too much in there. So there's lots that can go wrong. Got to be really exact.
All right, Chelsea, Hour gone, half an hour to go.
Okay.
You really need to start cracking on now.
Okay.
The tofu needs to go cold as soon as you can. All right?
Try my very best for you, Chef.
Cool. You can do it.
I cut my cauliflower for the puree and that needs to brown off with the onions and shallots.
Just realised that my cauliflower probably needs to be a bit smaller because it needs to go soft and it needs to go soft soon.
So I do a bit of a hash job and cut them up a bit more in the pan. I'm not sure if you saw that or not, but it needed to be done, so I did it.
Keep control, eh?
Okay.
To be quite honest to you, I'm getting slightly worried. She needs to speed up. She's got that tofu, which should have been in the freezer already. It needs to cool down so you cut it out nicely. I'm also a little bit worried about the cauliflower curry. It needs to be cooked cauliflower. It's coming down to the end, it really is.
We're all here in Huka Lodge. 6 courses, 6 contestants. And my dish today is snapper with curried cauliflower and cauliflower tofu.
You've got 10 minutes to go.
Okay, let's get vacuum bagging.
In the last 10 minutes, I still need to vacuum seal and sous vide the fish.
Service with a smile.
Done.
Plonk it straight in there?
Yes.
I need to bring my cauliflower curry puree together. Cut my tofu, I need to microwave my poppadom, I need to get my dressing all mixed and heated. Pretty much everything I still need to do in the last 10 minutes.
All right, Chelsea, you're going to microwave your poppadom still. You're cooking your fish, that's looking right. You're heating up your dressing.
Pretty under the pump here.
My cauliflower curry, it's supposed to be silky smooth, and mine wasn't.
A little bit lumpy.
Okay, Chelsea, 1 minute, 60 seconds to go.
I don't think this is quite set.
30 seconds, Chelsea.
My cauliflower tofu wasn't set. I can't cut it, I'm just gonna have to serve it another way.
You got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're off.
Thank you.
Well done.
Oh, I wish they hadn't seen your one last night.
Poor Chelsea, she was quite emotional, quite stressed. She got a couple of few flaws. Tofu, not too firm, not enough time. Curry, didn't cook it enough.
Oh dear.
So here we've got the snapper served with cauliflower, cucumber and smoked eel dressing.
I tell you what, we're the luckiest guys looking at this, but I tell you what, we're about to get unlucky by the look of this dish.
Yeah, this isn't quite right, is it? There's nowhere near the brilliant colour of the cauliflower puree.
And it almost looks grainy, which is probably undercooked.
The little cauliflower set tofu has just not set at all. It's a real shame, isn't it? The one redeeming feature I can see straight away is the fish looks beautifully cooked.
Perfectly cooked snapper mine.
I'm really unhappy with the cauliflower components of this dish. They're not good.
But I actually think that the standard probably would be pretty high in any other restaurant.
Yeah, it would, but we're at Huka Lodge.
I'm trying to give them a break here,
I can
Ray.
see that, but the job was to replicate that dish. So,
But they
you know,
haven't done that.
well, I'm afraid not.
This is going to take us a little while, but at least we've got a great setting to decide what we're going to score this dish.
Right, mate, let's go.
I'm doing the crayfish with the fennel tartare. I was really happy that I got a lobster because I love that dish.
You cooked crayfish before, obviously.
No, I haven't actually, no. This is the first for me, so I put the lobster in, vacuum packed it into the sous vide machine for 10 minutes. I was really happy with my start. Went superb. I was working cleanly, everything was going to plan.
By the looks of it, he's very organised. He could go a long way, but we'll have to see because the venom of this one is in the tail.
Just cutting the circles for my tartare.
Right, mate, you're about 45 minutes off now, eh?
The caramel for the tart was the one thing that couldn't go wrong because the tarts needed to get in the oven to cook that pastry perfectly.
How's your caramel going?
It's looking a little bit too coloured, to be honest.
What are you going to do about it?
I think I'm going to go again.
I think you're making the right decision there.
I rushed it. I should have just taken my time, and it's definitely where I made the mistake with that first lot. Caramel's not really a thing that I usually make, so it's not looking very good. I took too long with the second one. I don't think it's meant to look like that, but I'm a little worried about that.
This is too far.
It's too far? Okay. For the third time. Okay, pressure's really on now. In the pressure of the MasterChef kitchen, there always is something that comes around and bites you in the bum. Really need to get that caramel so I can get those tarts in the oven. Otherwise, there'll be no cooked tart. Basically, I need to cook that pastry out. And the recipe said a splash of water. How much is a splash? That's not right. It's not happening to me. It's done it again.
Right. What happened this time, mate?
Same thing again.
Okay. Bit of water?
Okay, so that's a lot more water than I was putting in there. I knew instinctively that it was wrong. I should have put more water in. I always cook with my instincts. I should have listened to them.
Keep an eye, don't touch it till it's perfect caramel.
I really needed to nail it. I got a nice colour on it. So that is looking a lot better.
And that bloody caramel, you had to restart it, what, 3 times, 4 times? That stuffed them up. It's going to be dodgy. You get 10 minutes.
All I got to just pray that the pastry's going to cook in time. Next job, I put the lobster in the smoker.
You want to create some smoke, close it.
We pulled it out after the 15 seconds, which was recommended.
Bit of a smell.
And I wasn't quite happy with how it was smoked. I'd probably a little bit longer, actually.
A little bit longer?
Yeah, I might. You run the risk of obviously overcooking it because it's more heat, and overcooked lobster is terrible. But I'm happy with how it came out. Feels really nice. Come on, come on. I'm going to push this right to the end. I'm going to have to leave that in there. It's going to be put it on the plate with 30 seconds to go. Oh, I'm so annoyed at myself. Oh, come on, pastry. Cook, cook. I knew I was in trouble.
1 minute to go.
1 minute?
1 minute.
Okay,
you better start plating, eh?
It was going to come right down to the wire. Not looking good, not looking good. They're under. But I wasn't going to serve them an empty plate. I needed to get them out.
You got 30 seconds left, matey.
Straight into the hands, straight out. I had that oven on 250 degrees. Those things were hot. I don't care. Burn me, burn me. I don't care. Burn me. Man alive, that hurts. I'd imagine that they're going to be pretty sore tomorrow.
You got 15.
We've got so much more to go on. I'm like,
12. 11.
A massive puddle
10,
of hollandaise
9,
comes out into the plate.
8, 7.
No!
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mate, you're up. You started off perfectly, mate, and then that bloody caramel came along.
And here we have the barbecue cray on a upside-down tart with fennel. It's topped off with some tangy butter sauce.
Uh-oh.
It's
I think somebody's in the doo-doos.
sorry-looking dish. And yesterday, this yellow sauce was all fluffy, bubbly.
The pastry looks undercooked, and I don't remember all
I
this
don't remember all
sort
this.
of hedge clippings on top.
Yeah, the presentation's bad. I mean, you know, the opaque tart, there's no caramelisation, which was one of the best aspects of the dish last night.
This is really a shame.
The sauce is quite nice. The crayfish is way undercooked.
Yeah, but I have to say, there is a nice balance between the sweetness of the fennel and the tartness of the sauce.
Just a great shame about the presentation and the cooking of the pastry.
Look at it.
Have we not been through the cooking of pastry? They know that, but it's the doing that's the problem.
Yeah.
I think the bottom line is that if you were served this at Huka Lodge, you would be sending it back.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Michelle would not be happy about this leaving his kitchen today.
At the end of the day, you might get away with serving this to a hungover rock star, but you're not going to get away serving it to us. Yep. Hey, Brenton. Good luck.
Thank you. I'm fourth up to cook. I'm making the mushroom dish.
I cook with mushrooms quite a bit.
It's just doing all the mise en place for it, you know, getting everything done.
Hey, 30 minutes gone. 1 hour left to go. But don't waste your time, eh?
Yep. And it's just the base for the crispy cheese. Most worried about time and presentation. If you run out of time, then your presentation is going to be shocking, as I found out every challenge.
45 minutes to go. You're halfway.
Thank you, Chef.
8 grams of agar for every litre of liquid.
Agar. The other form of gelatin. You have to get the measurements exactly right.
Time.
You need a deep amount of oil for the agar to set.
You should let it cool down. You do not have that luxury.
So poured it in, pretty much boiling, and my hands are just burning.
Ow! Mate, you can handle it. You want to win or what? Perfect. He's on track if he keeps moving now. But if he stuffs up a minute now, he's finished.
Straight on to crumbing the cheese balls. Once they're in the deep fryer, I did my mushrooms and get them onto the barbecue, close the lid, get them smoking away.
You got 10 minutes to go, mate. If you don't make a move now, you're over. You're finished, you're history. You might as well go home now.
The last thing I have to do is get the puree started.
Is that ready enough to blend?
Which is a ridiculous amount of time. In about 4.5 minutes, I was just like, there's no way I'm gonna get this done.
Okay, Brent, 2 minutes, mate. Pressure's really on now.
It's all looking a bit bleak. My crunchy cheese balls are still in the deep fryer. My mushrooms are still on the barbecue. My puree is still reducing. And my mushroom balls are still sitting in the sieve.
You got 1 more minute to go, man. Come on, put a lid on.
I'm pretty much going home. There's no way I'm going to get this plated up, and I'm thinking about throwing in the towel, to be honest.
1 more minute to go, man. Come on.
This is insane. I want to just run down there and jump in the river. It just seems so far out of my reach.
Come on, hurry up. You got 30 seconds.
I'm pretty sure I'm going home.
Just over 10 seconds, mate. You got to do it now. 10.
I forget to turn off the element all the meanwhile
9.
I'm smelling the smoke.
8. Mate, don't worry about that. I'll call the fire brigade.
The kitchen's on fire. Great.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and cut.
Ridiculous. Ridiculous.
You went so well in the beginning, eh? Mate, you were so organised, I was almost going to go for a coffee and come back when you were finished. Dips was not necessary. Brenton, cost me years of my life. Brilliant, close to disaster.
Here we've got the mushrooms and several preparations served with some crispy melted Gouda.
What do you think, boys?
I think the mushrooms have grown overnight and we've gained a ball.
I think this dish has completely taken on a life of its own, but maybe that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Give it a whirl.
Yeah.
I think it's delicious. Very tasty.
I would agree.
The thing that's getting me about this is that we had 2 of the deep fried balls on there last night. That's the simplest of observations. So why they put 3 on there?
Well, I'll tell you what, I ate all mine.
Yeah.
I've got charred grilled venison. My gosh, there's a lot to do in that time. And I initially started to panic. 1 bay leaf. Yeah, it was a wonderful dish. I felt really clumsy today, actually. I didn't really feel like I was working to my ability.
Watch your fingers.
Yeah.
She looks very nervous.
Add that to the wine.
I'd hope she just starts to focus.
I fudged up at the start because I went to put the butternut on. Oh my gosh, I've done something wrong. I'm an idiot. I automatically just put it into the water. I started boiling it instead of frying it. What do I do first? I'll just start again.
Right, 30 minutes gone, an hour to go.
All the prep always takes much longer than you think. I've never really done this before. But I've never cooked venison. I mean, I don't buy it at home.
You've gone pretty well there. Perfect, perfect.
Bones are in. I'll leave that for another 5 minutes and I'll take that off and I'll do my jelly.
Okay, Anna, 1 hour gone, 30 minutes to go.
Yes, chef. Really multitasking by then. Got lots of things happening at once. So I'm straining the fruit from the sangria. The juice needs to be made into a jelly. It should only take 10 minutes. I haven't used agar before.
Sorry.
And I was worried that wasn't going to be set.
You got 20 minutes to go.
Okay. Several things to do. My puree hadn't been pureed. My jus was reducing. The cabbage had been cut, but I was ready to put that on there. So I had about 5 different things happening at once.
Please keep on cracking.
How long do I need to rest my venison for? 10 minutes, isn't it? Okay, yeah.
That's the minimum.
So I actually realised, my God, I don't have enough time. You want to sear the meat and then you want to put it in the oven for 10 minutes, but I only actually had about 12 minutes to go. Pressure is major at the moment. Sure, it's not going to be long.
And you've got 5 minutes left to go.
Okay, venison out. It's going to be rare. Yep.
Okay, make sure you get your jus done. Just over 1 minute to go.
I realised it was almost down to 1 minute. I couldn't get myself together. I was just all over the place.
Just under a minute now.
Have I got everything? Visually, there was something distracting me. Oh my God! I've got my quenelle. And I realised my quenelles of sangria fruits weren't done.
Get it together, get the plate right.
I was shaking in my boots.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away. How was that?
Oh, mate. I got it all on.
Well done.
Charcoal venison served with pumpkin and sangria fruits.
The jelly, it looks like it's been cut by a gem cutter. All the angles are very diagonal.
I would have liked the quenelle of the fruits to have been a bit bigger like last night. And I think the cabbage was sliced just a little thinner. But if it tastes good, they might get away with that.
Great hearty sort of dish. I love the flavours here.
For me, the venison is blue, but it's such good venison that it's quite okay. The jus is good, the jelly is good, the puree's just a bit runny, but I think this is an exceptionally good replication of what Michelle did, and I'm really enjoying it.
Whoever did this They did it.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling pretty generous about this one.
Yeah, I feel generous about this one.
Yeah.
My dish is a deconstructed lemon pie. It's pretty complex, actually. Where desserts are concerned, I'm sort of 80% eat them, 20% make them. There's like 5 phases in this whole recipe, but each one has multiple ingredients requiring a couple of techniques per stage, so that all takes time. I'm preparing the kelp yogurt ice cream.
Please get it down to the gram, weigh it properly, take your time. You will not get a second chance with many of those ingredients.
We have a mixture for our white chocolate raspberries.
All right, pour it in. All right, Tony, 30 minutes gone, 1 hour to go, mate.
Thank you. I'd mix the first stage of the pie filling.
It's nice, it's cooked, right consistency.
Kind of way behind, but anything can happen. I just have to kind of stay focused and keep on it, you know. Now I'm going to get on with stage 5. I'm going to start making my crumble. As I'm cooking the crumbs, I know I haven't got them in the oven perhaps quite as early as I would like.
30 minutes.
Yes, chef. I'm worried about my crumbs because they're still not crispy and crunchy. The clock is ticking quite hard.
Just over 10 minutes left.
My crumble's really quite soft at the moment and I'm concerned about it. I can see that the outside perimeter of them on the tray are starting to cook through nicely. When I realise that, I think, OK, I'm going to have enough. Got beautiful little moulded raspberries.
These will be hard enough, but not for long. Okay. You got about 20 seconds to handle them and they'll melt straight away.
My raspberries. I just didn't put it together. I thought he meant physically in my hands. I suppose I should check on my creme fraiche mixture and start thinking about getting that into the siphon. This thing is so sensitive.
2 minutes ago, I said something about 20 seconds and raspberries. They're still on your plate. They might be too soft now.
I pulled them out of the freezer too early. I didn't understand how they would behave.
1 more minute.
When it comes to plating, the pie filling, the crumb, the gel, and the sorbet are all spot on.
What do you reckon the raspberries, are they gonna work?
How do you get them out? You're just supposed to...
10. You got 9.
No, they're not gonna work, they're not going on.
You got 8.
Yep.
You got 7.
I realised that
6,
my raspberries are toast.
5,
it was just such a silly oversight.
4,
Simone Death on
3,
that one.
2, 1. That's it?
That's it. Yeah, I can't put those on. No. It's not quite as beautiful as Michelle's, but I'm still happy with it.
For the final course this evening, we have the lemon pie served with passion fruit, lychee, and kelp sorbet.
Does look kind of similar, but where's the raspberry?
The beautiful little raspberry. Yeah.
That's a bit of a shame, isn't it? The presentation is slightly messy, but it was sort of a rustic presentation last night. It was quite free flow, but this has gone a little bit beyond that.
It's good.
It may not look like what we want it to look like, but it tastes good.
Hey, yeah. Right now, I'm in danger of getting up on this table and dancing. It was that good.
I think you're getting a little bit excited. There's elements that aren't right, you know? There's too much of the curd, and there's too much of the sorbet, and there's not enough of the crumble.
Tell you what, Josh, I'll finish yours off.
You certainly can. There you go.
What do you think, guys?
Oh, he's a hard man, that McVinnie, I tell you.
I think that's good. It's hard but fair, I think.
It's fair.
I think it's time to get the contestants down. What do you guys think?
I think so.
Yeah, good idea.
Well done, everyone. Well, it's fair to say Simon, Ray and I have eaten incredibly well today, thanks to all of you.
And especially thanks to Michelle for providing the menus, the guidance and the inspiration for such an amazing feast.
But not all dishes are created equal, and so it was with your efforts today. We scored your dishes, and we found the highest and the lowest placed contestants. Sadly, we're gonna have to say goodbye to one of you.
I'm not feeling very confident right now at all.
Deep down, you know that you haven't done as well as you should have.
I came here to win. If I go home, then I'll be really, really gutted.
We're all feeling so sick. It's the worst elimination by far.
I'm fairly sure that my dish was bad enough to send me home.
Leaving MasterChef would suck at this point. I'm here to win. If I was to go home now, you know, I'd be gutted as.
What a fantastic couple of days that was at Huka Lodge.
Josh, Ray and I gave you a combined score out of 10. We only found out afterwards who cooked which dish. And Michelle also scored you out of 10 for your performance in the kitchen.
Some of you completely nailed this challenge. Others fell well short of the mark.
The contestants with the 5 highest scores will head through to the next round, but the person with the lowest score will be going home.
You don't want anybody to go home, but then you just start thinking, maybe it's me.
Charlene, you got the scallops. Looked fantastic. The cold scallops was a lovely, delicate little dish and pretty much spot on the mark. The hot dish, the problem was the pomme puree. A little bit stodgy. It should have been silky, but that was the only bad point in what was a really good effort.
Thank you.
Anna, charcoal venison. For my liking, it was a little underdone.
My heart just went sink. Uh-oh.
But luckily for you, it was such good quality venison that it just melted in my mouth. And I tell you what, once you got that jus on there, it was a completely unbelievably spectacular dish. And Michelle, I'm sure, would have been pretty proud. Well done.
Great, thank you. I knew my venison was undercooked, so I was wrapped.
Tony, you did the dessert. It was superb. You could have tightened up your presentation just a little, but it still looked beautiful. You got all the flavour in there. I did miss the raspberry.
Yes.
But I think you did a really great job. Well done.
It wasn't quite as perfect as Michelle's, but it was pretty good.
Anna and Tony, step forward. Congratulations, you both scored 17 out of 20. Well done. Take a seat.
17 out of 20 is a really, really good score. Might have pipped her if I had got the raspberries on the plate.
For me, it's like an impeccable score.
Charlene, step forward. You scored the next highest dish with 16 out of 20. Well done. You can join Anna and Tony.
Thank you.
Oh my God, what a sigh of relief. I was very happy, very thrilled.
So Chelsea, Brenton, Matt, for one of you, the MasterChef journey ends here.
3 of us all had elements of our dish that didn't get completed or went haywire.
Brenton, you got the mushroom dish. Again, portion sizes. You know, you put that in amongst the other 5 courses and all of a sudden you haven't got room to eat dessert.
I knew I'd definitely be in the bottom. I thought that was it, you know, I'm out.
Matt, barbecue Craig. Not one of our pastries was cooked. It was raw. The crayfish tasted as though it had been waved over charcoal soot.
Yeah, the crayfish wasn't great. First time I've ever cooked crayfish.
Chelsea, you had the snapper dish and the little mousse made of cauliflower, which completely didn't happen, did it? No, it was flat, it didn't set. Cauliflower puree, Michelle's one bright yellow, a beautiful flavour of curry spices. Yours was dull and it tasted like coconut. Fish in the middle, beautifully cooked.
Thank goodness my fish was perfectly cooked, because having 3 bad elements on a dish would definitely send me home.
Brenton, for your performance in the kitchen, Michelle gave you an 8.
I'm surprised that Michelle gave me that score for being in the kitchen.
And we scored you a 7, which gives you a total of 15 points.
When they gave me my score, I was really surprised, really surprised.
Matt, Michelle scored you a 7 for your work in the kitchen.
I was hoping for an 8 or a 9 because, I mean, I felt I worked really, really well until the caramel.
We gave you a 5, giving you a total score of 12 points, which means, Brenton, you're safe. Take a seat.
Big sigh of relief, as always, but someone's going home.
Chelsea, you need to score 13 points or more to stay in this competition. Josh, Ray and I scored your dish.
My heart's beating at 100 miles an hour, like a jackhammer.
6 points out of 10.
And she got a 6 for her food, which left me a glimmer of hope that she got a low score for how she worked in the kitchen.
Michelle gave you 8 points, which gives you a combined score of 14, which means you're safe.
Really disappointed. Really disappointed. The caramel's sending you home, yeah. I'm going to be going home and practicing my caramel, that's for sure.
Matt, we're sorry you haven't made it through. We all know how much you wanted this, Matt.
Yeah, I don't sign up anything to lose, I signed this to win.
It's been great having you, it really has. And what I've loved about you is that you actually have a dream in food, and you have a dream to open a place that combines butchery with a restaurant or a cafe, whatever you decide, and showcase what is really good about New Zealand. And I know you're going to go and do that.
I was happy with what I've done in this competition. There's nothing more I feel I could have done. It just came down to my food not being good enough on that day.
Matt the Butcher, sad to see you go. It's time now to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
Thanks, guys. It's been an absolute pleasure and an honour. I deep down had a feeling that I was definitely going home. I don't know why, it's just the last few weeks have been really tough. The fact that the competition is so high. It's yeah. Can't wait to get back to my hometown, Christchurch. This is going to be the most amazing city in New Zealand when it's rebuilt.
See you guys.
See you, bro.
When it is, I'll have a chance to have my restaurant in the CBD somewhere, my butchery as well, and come see me, I'll give you the best meat you can possibly buy.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand, one of the country's top chefs.
Michael Meredith.
And a dish to match.
Please, God, tell me that they're not going to ask us to make that.
It's Trial by Chocolate.
This is going to be an epic.
Who will taste sweet success?
I don't think you realise how much you've shaken things up here, Michael.
And who will get their just desserts?
I'm absolutely gutted.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, the top 6 flew into iconic Huka Lodge to cook 5-star dishes from the menu. Tony and Anna rose to the challenge.
You both scored 17 out of 20.
But Matt butchered his chances.
It's not happening to me.
You might get away with serving this to a hungover rock star, but you're not going to get away serving it to us.
And was cut from the competition.
We all know how much you wanted this, Matt.
I was happy with what I've done in this competition. There's nothing more I feel I could have done.
Tonight on Masterclass, rustic dishes from the hunting lodge.
How good does that look? Pretty good, huh?
Guest chef Michelle Laus cooks a mouth-watering lamb neck dish from the Huka Lodge menu.
We are doing rabbit.
Josh creates spring on a plate using most of a rabbit. And Simon whips up buffalo steaks with extra special trimmings.
Cream spinach is so good and so unhealthy.
Here I come. I'm made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I've made up my mind now. Here I come.
It's fantastic to be staying in the competition. Last challenge was really tough, so nice to get through and become part of the top 5. And I'm really, really looking forward to this masterclass.
Well, I think this masterclass is going to be especially sweet for me because I was in the bottom 2 the last challenge, and it was a bit of a harrowing experience. So I can actually just sit back, relax, and learn from the experts.
We learn so much. I've been noticing that quite often we've been using little techniques and putting it into our own dishes, so it's really a good time for us to learn.
Welcome to our next masterclass.
Survived a fantastic stay at Huka Lodge.
Oh, I mean, the setting was idyllic. The whole place was just, something out of a fairy tale, and We thought we might have the privilege of perhaps cooking there, but when we found out we were staying there, we just couldn't believe it. It was crazy. We felt like rock stars.
Brenton, let's talk about the challenge. How did you go through that in the kitchen?
In hindsight, you know, I could have done a lot of things different.
Tell me about the last 2 minutes, because that's when it all goes on, right?
Yeah, last 2 minutes, plates aren't up. It's just, yeah, it's ridiculous. I've got to get out to the barbecue, get my mushrooms. I've got to strain my, little mushroom balls. I've got to finish blending my puree.
This is all in the last 2 minutes?
Last 2 minutes, actually, last minute and a half, yeah. Almost lost it, almost walked out.
You almost walked out?
I almost thought that, I might as well throw in the towel because it looked so far out of my reach, but Michel kind of stood by me and he was like, you can do this. And
that's why you never give up in the kitchen. When the chips are down, the customer's still sitting out there waiting for dinner. And Tony, you had a particularly good day, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
Loved it, yeah. It was exciting, it was really hard pressure, but to actually have a win at the end of it was just remarkable.
Okay, well now it's our turn. So following on from the Huka Lodge challenge, today our theme is the hunting lodge.
Wow.
Simon and I are going to show you some stunning wild game dishes, and we've also got a very special guest for you. He's a chef that you just had the pleasure of working with very closely at Huka Lodge. Please welcome Michel Laus.
Hi, my name is Michel Laus. I'm the executive chef at the Huka Lodge. We never say no. Anything you'll ask, we'll try to get done. One vegetable and oyster cocktail. What makes a great chef? A lot of love, a lot of determination. You find a way to make something a little bit better.
During the challenge, he was incredible to work with. He was such a cool, calm, and collected man. And even when we were under pressure, he just found a way of getting the best out of us. So I'm really looking forward to this masterclass because I'm sure he's going to be fantastic.
How do you think our contestants did at that Huka Lodge challenge, Michelle?
It was rough. One of you had to go. Overall, though, I think you did awesome. Right? Not everything was up to scratch, but you can't expect that. But taken through the middle, I think you're way above average. Well done, guys. Well done.
So, Michelle, what are you going to cook for these guys today?
Yeah, I thought I might do a lamb neck. I'm going to combine that tonight with some white anchovies. And then last but not least, broccoli. But I'll use the stem.
Wonderful. Fantastic.
Great. Awesome. Well, that alone is worth the price of admission. But Simon and I are also coming to the party. Simon, what are you doing?
I'm doing Clevedon buffalo, and I'm going to use the Clevedon Valley buffalo mozzarella to make a tomato mix that goes with it.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a beautiful rabbit dish. Asiata rabbit, passion fruit vinaigrette, use some beautiful caramelised yams and some white asparagus. Awesome. And I'm going first.
We'll see you soon, Josh.
See you guys.
Have fun.
Thank you. See you soon.
Good luck, Josh. Okay, guys. As I said, you are in for a real special treat today, okay? Because we are doing rabbit. Rabbit is one of my favourite meats. It's always on the menu wherever I go. I've done it in so many different ways. And today I'm going to do quite an elegant dish. Where should we start? First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cook some onions, okay? And I'm going to get them working because the liquid that I cook my onions in is the liquid that I'm going to use to poach the loins of the rabbit in. So what I've got some really nice chicken stock. I'm going to also put in there some rosemary, some really nice thyme, and I'm using lemon thyme here. I'm going to put a nice little bit of seasoning in there, a little bit of bay leaf, a little bit of crushed up garlic. You can be pretty relaxed about how you do this. And we're just gently going to bring that to the boil, and as soon as it boils, I'm going to drop my onions in. The little pearly onions that I've got here are the ones that I've chosen to cook today. I've already peeled them. I've taken about 2 layers off, so they were nice and small already. So once that's come up to boil, I'll put those straight in. So let's get stuck straight into this rabbit then. And if I open it up, you've got kidneys inside, so we'll take the 2 little kidneys out first. There's quite a little bit of sort of fat that's always around them. Just bring it all into one little spot. You need to be very delicate with these kidneys because if you split the skin, you can split the kidney. So what I'm going to do is I'll roll it to one central point. You can see that it all actually comes from one point. And I'm just going to cut that. And there's a really thin membrane on the outside of this kidney. So what I'm going to do is just pick it with my fingers like that and pinch it. And I'm just slowly squeezing it around and I'll get that tiny little membrane off.
What happens if you don't get the membrane off?
It's not nice to eat. It's just like a little sort of skin. It doesn't cook well. It affects the cooking. It sort of tightens up so it shrinks before it should be cooking. It just lets it cook a lot more naturally. You need to take all that off, and especially the fat and that sort of thing. Okay, legs. I'm going to take that straight through to the backbone. 1 cut, knife on there, snap it, and then cut it off the end like that. Okay, and I've got one leg off. Turn it over, do the other leg, through, snap it, and just follow the tail down. I don't need that on there anymore either. I'm going to take that off, and that's going to be used for stock. We'll take our 2 shoulders off next. The next thing I'm going to do is take the loin off. I'm probably going to leave 1 rack on the loin. So I'll go straight up the side like that. And you can see that that bone's straight there. And I'm going to do that on the other side as well. Little cut, and then snap through. So all of a sudden I've got my nice little back loin, 2 loins there, and I've got my rack. I think I'll do 7 racks. So I'm going to cut through after the 7th. There's virtually no meat on there. Okay, that can be used for stock as well. And then I'm left with this nice little rib cage here. What I want to do is French it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape the bones from the inside here. You've got to be really delicate because I don't want to break the bones. And I want to scrape right to the tip where they finish there. Once I've got that like that, then I want to turn it around and basically pull off like this. Okay, and just peel it all the way back. The rabbit racks are a really nice, lovely little way to use up the racks of the rabbit. And you can see I've got a beautifully Frenched, clean, nice little rabbit rack. Then we're going to take it off the bone. I'm going to go either side of the bone. And this is quite a delicate operation. Trim it off neatly, then I'm going to turn it over and just snap through the bones. Do the same with the other side. My stock's just come up, so I'm going to drop my onions in there. So we've got about 8 onions there, probably a little bit too many. I've got a couple of extras. I'm probably going to put 4 on the plate. Okay, next thing, let's do a leg. What we're going to do is break it down into its different little segments. So we've got 3 basically. First one I'm going to take off is from the top of the leg. Then you've got this fat piece here, which I'm going to divide into 2. So I'm going to tip it over, put my thumb in until it touches the bone, and then follow along the bone like that. Then I'm going to lift it up and just follow through the end. So I get 1 piece off there, then I turn it over and just follow the bone around again. So I get 1, 2, and then this little piece is sort of a short, fat little piece. What I'm going to do is tip it over, run my knife just down through the center of it, and what I get is 3 little bits that are pretty much exactly the same size. So they'll go straight into a nice little bowl like this. Get some really good olive oil. We're going to put some bay leaf in there. We're going to put a few sprigs of thyme in there. We'll put some rosemary in there. We can put some garlic in there. And that you can marinate up to a week. After 3 or 4 days, it's going to taste sensational. And they can just be quick sauteed. Really nice and easy. Next thing is the 2 loins. We'll take these 2 little fillets. 1, 2 off this side here. Then I'm going to go in against the bone nice and close along here. Right, nice and close along the bone. I'm going to get my hands into this one a little bit now. Go down here and rub all the meat off the bone. Okay, so just rub my way along the backbone there. These little bones just go like all the way along, so I need to get inside there. Okay, take that out. So what we've got is a really nice piece like this. I think we just want to skin these off the bone because we're going to poach these today. And you've got a really nice clean little fillet. So my onions are cooking away nicely over here. You can see that I've got my rabbit all organised, pretty much ready to go. I'm happy with that. I'm going to do some really nice yams as well. I'm going to cut down the centres and we're going to just cut them into little lengths really. Okay, and then I'm going to roast them in a pan. A little bit of olive oil in the pan. Starting them on the flat side like that. They're not going to take a lot of cooking. The other thing I've got on here is I've got some really nice white asparagus. Now I've got in here a little bit of water, a little bit of butter, a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt. We'll just turn our yams over a little bit there. I'm going to drop those in the oven. The other thing we're going to make for this today is we're going to make a really nice vinaigrette. Quite an unusual recipe, this one actually. We've got juice of 4 passion fruits. I've strained off all my passion fruit, put it in a pan, and I've just reduced it just over half to a nice little glaze in the pan. The other ingredients inside this recipe, coconut milk, got a little bit of honey, we've got some almond oil, and a little bit of lime juice just to taste. Really nice light vinaigrette, got a slight almond flavour, a little bit of coconut milk, but you only can just taste it if you look for it. It sort of just dumbs it down a little bit. It just smooths the whole thing out. My white asparagus, as you can see here, they're pretty much ready. I've got my onions over here cooking away. They're pretty much ready as well, and I can almost leave them in there the entire way as I poach my rabbit as well. Poaching temperature for rabbit is about 60 degrees, okay? And I'll put my 2 little rabbit loins in there. Okay, and I've got my really nice little yams. They've just been gently caramelised there. Once you roast them, you need to let them sit. You need to let them soak it all up and really soften, and I think that's when they're best. Okay, so I'll take out a couple of nice little bits of this rabbit that has been marinating. I'm going to start in quite a hot pan, and then as soon as I get this rabbit in, the temperature, I'm just going to lower the whole way. That way I get a nice colour initially, and then we'll just control the cooking of it and go nice and steady. So they can go straight in the pan. Put my 2 kidneys in. A bit of seasoning on them. A little bit of seasoning on my racks. They'll go in as well. Put a little bit of butter in here now. Kidneys, you've got nice colour on either side, you can see. My kidneys are pretty much ready to go. They're out straight away, and sort of remove it and slowly take it off the heat now. That little thinner piece is actually ready. I would say my loins are pretty much ready. That little fat piece is going to take a little bit longer. These racks I just want to cook right to the bone, so I'm just going to baste a little bit over. You can see where that underside of the rack is just not quite cooked through.
What does basting the racks do?
See how it's pink through there? I want to get some heat into there. That part of it never touches the pan. So I'll flip it over on its back like that, and basting is just rolling sort of hot oil over the top to help colour it. So I've got a really nice little pieces sitting here. You've got a couple of poached, sautéed which have been marinated, and then the nice little racks that are just cooked straight forward like that. My onions can come out, and then it really just comes down to the plating. Nice clean knife, nice clean board. Make a nice little roasted pieces. Just cut that through on an angle like that. You can see a nice little bit of pinkness through that as well. Racks, they're quite small, so you can do sort of a nice little double rack, which is quite nice, because then you actually get something in your mouth rather than a single rack, which is absolutely tiny. So I've got our kidneys here, which you can see are nice and pink. White asparagus, I'm going to take on a nice little angle. I've got some really nice little rosemary flowers, which are being collected when we picked some rosemary earlier. Got some tarragon. So what I'm going to do is I'll pick a tarragon leaf off, nice big fat one, and cut them into nice little lengths like that, so they're not too big for the dish and they're nice and delicate to eat. Then I've got my vinaigrette. Now that is spring on a plate.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
To make Josh's delicious Asiata rabbit, here are all the ingredients you'll need. Marinate the rabbit legs to tenderize them and add flavour. Peel the white asparagus thoroughly to remove the hard exterior. Adding sugar to the asparagus helps intensify its natural sweetness.
Okay, so Brenton, I want you to come down and pay close attention to this plating. So you get down here. Anna, you want to come down as well, and we'll do a bit of a taste. I've got it matched with a really nice Chardonnay, which is quite full-bodied, a little bit buttery, which will go really nice with all the elements on this.
Beautiful.
Oh, that sauce is awesome.
It's nice.
Yeah.
What I'm going to cook for you today is the lamb neck. Lamb neck, pretty obvious, between the head and shoulder. Very tough. That muscle that works a lot, but absolutely 100% packed with flavour. I've got a raw lamb neck, cleanly chopped off. This is how you get it. Now you want to get some flavour in there. You can imagine, pretty hard to salt it and season it right, by just sprinkling it on. So we find a method for that. It's called brining. With these raw necks, what you're going to do is submerge them in a brine. All right, that brine is going to be 100% water, 5% of salt. You dissolve the salt into the water and you just plunge them in. 4 days later, you'll take them out. Still raw, salted, but raw, unedible. What I'm going to do is cook it. Now, pan frying will not do. Confit. What I use is a neutral oil. If I had those 6 necks and I'd covered them, it will probably take me 4 litres of oil. I'd grab probably 3 complete heads of garlic, a couple of bay leaves, maybe 20 black peppercorns, and 50 coriander balls. Chuck them in there in the oil with the necks. You cover it up, okay, and you shove it in the oven, 82 degrees. Right, I'll shove them in at 10 o'clock at night. Breakfast shift takes them out 6 o'clock in the morning. They're perfect. That's how they look like afterwards. You fish them out, put them in the fridge afterwards to firm up. And the reason that we do that is we can work them. If they're still soft, they're really cooked, the meat will fall off the bone if you're not careful. So you want to firm them up first. That's where the fun starts, really. This is about 5 days later, obviously. Right, you cut right down the middle till you get on the bone. And then you start working a little bit with your knife. Hey, there it comes. Okay, like little slits, little slits. Tough sinew in the top. Pull it out. You don't want to use that. No good. Now we're going to trim it up. Okay, you want to square it up. Now this will be a perfect portion. Probably 100, 120 grams. There'll be heaps for main course because it's a confit meat. It's saturated, it's rich, but beautiful. I'll put them in the oven now. I'm going to glaze them with a lamb jus. All right? I'll do it every 5 minutes. I want them sticky. I want them, you know, like spare ribs. You eat them, it sticks on your fingers and gets everywhere, but it tastes absolutely stunning. I'll put them in a roasting tin, as you can probably see. Right? Layer them up, glaze them. I'll pop them in a 140 degrees Celsius oven, and I'll put a timer on. All right? You can guess the time. But my personal opinion is that that is not very bright. Put that timer on 5 minutes and you're always safe. If you think you're going to remember, you're guaranteedly going to forget and burn it. That's 5 days of work down the drain.
Yeah.
Now the lamb jus that I use, I'll talk you through that. You get your lamb bones, either get shoulders or meaty parts, either even the necks, trimmings of the necks raw, half, bones, meat. I'll cover it with water, and for every, 5 liters of water, I'll use 3 lemons and 2 oranges, completely peeled, and you throw away the peel. I'll slice them then in little slices and put them on that meat. Thyme, rosemary, garlic, shallot. Obviously, a tiny bit of salt and pepper. Cover it in the oven. Next morning, take it out, strain it. That liquid, you're going to put on with the next batch of fresh meat and bones. And you do that again. That way you get a nice and vibrant lamb taste without overcooking it. Hey, what's going on? I would have forgotten that. All right, I'll just re-glaze this one. And then we're going to start on the garnish. Okay, I want to serve this dish with some chickpeas. They take a long time to cook usually. But human beings being quite inventive, they find a way of omitting that pressure cooker. Those chickpeas need to soak overnight. You pop them in there, add a couple of bay leaves, get a whole bulb of garlic, just halve it, pop it in there, and then we're going to add some water. Then we'll pop it on the stove and bring it to a rapid boil. Make sure you always close it right. You lock it, you choose the pressure you want, and there's one thing you will never ever do when a pan's under pressure, you do not try to open it. All right, big boom, messy, hot. In the meantime, the broccoli, I reckon. And normally you get those nice little florets, all right? So we're not going to use that, but we're going to use this, right, the stem. The outside is quite tough, so you don't want that. I'll get that here. Right. Okay, there you go, she's ready to go. Then you get the shapes that you want. I'd like to have circles now. Right, so I'll cut them there, not too thin. I'm just going to blanch them. And that's what they look like when they're blanched, ready to go. All they need is a little bit of stir fry with some garlic oil. Done. Let's make a little tapenade with the white anchovies, all right? Quite an interesting ingredient. I love it. Get a few, Put them on a chopping board and chop them up just like this, and just make a rocking motion. And that's all you do. Right, chopped up. We get some garlic. Just 1 clove of garlic, peeled, give it a bash. Right, just roughly chop it. Now we're going to add shallots, finely diced as well. Give it a good stir. Right, there's going to be roughly the same amount of parsley mixed in. How's those chickpeas going? You can see it, eh? You can hear it? Okay, you're building up pressure, and in about 10-15 minutes, those chickpeas will be cooked. Otherwise, it will take you, what, 45, an hour at least, right? And these ones will be so tender that they puree beautifully. In goes the parsley. Five minutes again. Make the lambs looking delicious. They start to smell delicious too, I'm telling you. Now we'll season this up. Okay, I'll use a little bit of a split chili, like a Spanish paprika with a mild heat. Maybe a drip of olive oil just to moisten it down a little bit. And that's us. So that's ready for the end preparation. The chickpeas we're going to puree. Leave the garlic in the pan, leave the bay leaves in the pan. Right, just take them out. As soon as that puree, you're going to adjust that consistency with a tiny bit of olive oil. You pass it through a sift and you'll end up with this beautiful smooth puree. Right, next step, heating it up. Now we're going to adjust the thickness a little bit. A tiny bit of chicken stock. While that's heating, we've got 3 more things to do really. And that's heating up that lamb jus. To cook the broccoli stems, I want to quickly make a little bit of garlic oil. I'm going to show you how simple it is. I have some chopped up garlic. Pour in some oil, neutral oil, sunflower oil, canola oil, whatever you like. Done. Now the chickpea puree. I'd like to season that with a tiny bit of cumin, not too much. Chili powder, the tiniest bit. You don't want to make it too hot. We'll grate some lemon zest in, give it a tiny bit of zing, and we'll get a bit of juice in. Okay, I've got a little piping bag. Okay, if you want to let it get down to the bottom, just give it a swing. Right, it will always sink to the bottom. The last element on this plate is going to be a little piece of char-grilled artichokes. That pan's hot. On my head I'm counting, doesn't look like it, but I do. So about 10 seconds and I'm going to check. Okay, that's just what I want. A very, very light mark. Any darker, you'll get a burning flavour. Any ideas how you would like to present that dish? You got one?
It's probably good practice for me, but
Let's go, Brandon. We'll get those in. And that's the broccoli stems going in. Can you please? This side. Just give them a little flip. It's hot, eh?
pretty hot.
Okay, tiny bit of salt, cracker pepper, a little bit of garlic oil. Wait till you start smelling this. Quite a lot. Toss it through before it starts colouring off. We'll finish with the lamb, mate. Okay, as we said before, very rich, soft. Now we're going to set that off by little croutons, potato croutons. Sprinkle it on. Okay, we've got to have a little bit of zest in there. You could do that with anything, but for me, lime works perfect. So we've got the chickpea puree. Now this is a serious piece of lamb, eh? It's quite big. Broccoli stems. Go for it, mate. Go hard. Clever. And I'll put some of the white anchovy tapenade on. Sauce is not just decoration, what some people seem to think, eh?
Yep.
Plenty of it.
Thank you, Chef.
Well done. Lamb neck, guys.
To impress friends and family with Michelle's stunning Huka Lodge lamb neck dish, you'll need these ingredients. You can use fresh artichokes if available. Just cook them until tender before grilling. For the croutons, you can use bread instead of potato. Don't overcook the broccoli stems. They should still be crunchy when served.
Chelsea and Tony, please. If you want to grab a taste,
Yes.
be my guest. Hi,
Wow,
Simon.
that looks great, Michelle.
What do you reckon?
Wow, they both look good.
should
Hey, you
split
guys
it
have
up.
got some Hunter way to go with this. Beautiful Pinot Noir. And for the maestro himself.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Simon.
Thank you very much, Simon.
Oh, that is
Awesome.
lip smacking.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you very
Michelle.
much.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Privilege, yep.
Shall I cook some buffalo, huh?
Oh, absolutely. Never had buffalo before.
Mate, I never had buffalo either.
Really? Oh, it's going to be a first for a few people.
All right.
You take a break and I'll get on and do some cooking. See you soon.
Good luck. Mate,
Thank
I'll
you.
take this with me, eh?
Sure. All right, buffalo. So you've never had buffalo before, right? I think it's a fairly new thing for New Zealand. This is the eye fillet from a buffalo. Now, what I'm going to serve with it is I'm going to make a play on a caprese salad. You know, the famous Italian salad. We use buffalo mozzarella, fresh, beautiful tomato slice, some fresh basil, olive oil, and a good balsamic. Well, I'm going to do it hot and serve it with a piece of buffalo eye fillet. Anna, come up and help me, and we're going to do some sautéing of some onions, because we're going to make a tomato sauce, and we're going to give that tomato sauce 5% extra magic, maybe even 10%. And we're going to have a side dish of cream spinach. I've got the Jervois Steakhouse, and like we serve steaks, but we serve a lot of cream spinach. Everybody loves cream spinach. I want to show you how to make it. It's so easy, it's ridiculous. Alrighty, so the key for a good tomato sauce is, first up, is plenty of olive oil. I'm going to put about 100 mils of olive oil in here. So don't want to be shy. Over here for the cream spinach, I'm going to get 25 grams of butter in there. We're going to melt that. So we're cooking two separate onions, one for the tomato sauce, one for the cream spinach. So in you go, and we want to soften those down. Cream spinach is so good and so unhealthy, but we're having buffalo that's really healthy, so we're sort of averaging things out, right? So I'm going to let you keep an eye on both of these for me, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trimming up this beautiful buffalo eye fillet. And I want to take the chain off first, which is, you can see this piece along here. You can almost pull it off, but just with a knife there, this piece, once it's trimmed up, we can use that to make some pretty good kebabs, I tell you. Always remember, start at the tail and you're going that way, because if you go from the butt end this way, you're cutting into the grain. You want to go with the grain. You slide your knife in under the sinew. Now, one movement with the knife up. Now, all the way back in. And this way, we don't take half the buffalo with us. We've taken no meat, and we're happy about that. It's all about taking as little of the meat with it as possible. So I'm going to take this piece off here now. The butt end is going to come off. And I'll take the tail piece off here too. Now, most of you, I guess, are used to going to the supermarket or the butcher and buying a nice steak like that, aren't you? And I'm going to cook two of these guys up. Those are about 210 grams each. Righto, so I have some garlic in here. And over here, this is for the spinach. So what we need to do now is we need to get in some cream. Lots of cream, right? There we go, in there. Let's grate some nutmeg in here, and we won't be shy. So now I've got a couple of bay leaves that are going to go in there. And now I've got some white wine that's going to go in with the onions. This is for our tomato sauce. And you know what I'm going to get in here next? Is a little bit of brown sugar. And in goes some whole peeled tomatoes. And the next thing I'm going to put in here is I'm going to put some white balsamic vinegar. It's that little X factor that you won't taste, you know, but you'll be like, man, this is a good tomato sauce. Now we're just going to let it simmer away and do its thing. We're going to get our our buffalo into the oven. But I'm going to cook it on here first, sear it. Why do we sear something?
Flavour?
Chelsea's right. It's about flavour. What happens is the Maillard effect, which is when the amino acids work with the sugars, and that's when you get the colour and you get that caramelisation. That's the flavour that we're getting, right? We want to season our eye fillet of buffalo. Salt, get a good, don't be shy. Some pepper. You always season meat at the last minute, otherwise you're going to start curing it, aren't you? There we go, nicely seasoned on the outside. I'll just have a little drizzle of olive oil on there, like that. All ready to go on the barbie if we were at home, or in our case today, the grill. And I've got the oven set at 195 degrees already. There we go. How good does that look? Pretty good, huh?
Very good.
Now I want the Maillard effect all around the buffalo, so I'm going to do all sides. Okay, so our tomato sauce isn't too far away. And what I've done is I've roasted some garlic, which is going to go into our tomato sauce. I'm actually going to turn that off now. This tomato sauce, we can use this with pasta, we could use it over chicken, we could use it in a lasagna, but the secret is a little bit of white balsamic and a little bit of brown sugar, just to sweeten it up just ever so slightly. But I've also got some basil that I'm going to get in at the last minute too, and I'm not going to be shy. There's about probably 25 grams of basil that I'm just going to chop up, or you could tear it, wouldn't really matter. In it goes. And we've got some tomatoes here. Because we're doing the caprese theme, I want to roast some tomatoes, and they're vine roasted tomatoes. I want to keep the calyx on. When we cook it, I want the skin to blister up, so I prick it 3 times. And I want to really overcook these tomatoes, because this is going to be part of the sauce. Now they want to roll around like that, don't they? So I'm just cutting a little bit off the bottom there, just so they'll sit nice and flat. Into the oven, no oil, no nothing. They look pretty good. Let's get these guys on here. We're going to get that into the oven, and I'm guessing around 10 minutes. So, I love this watch for this, so set it now. I'll look in about 8 minutes, and that's when I'll check it. So I've got some spinach here that's been cooked, blanched in water. And then the important thing is that you've squeezed all the water out. All right, let's get this finished now. So we're going to get our spinach in here, and you're going to give that a bit of a stir around. Okay, the last thing this needs is some Parmigiano Reggiano. Good Italian Parmesan cheese, really good Parmesan cheese. There's enough heat in here to melt that Parmesan cheese. Pour that into there. Don't be shy, come on. Always make sure the lid's on, and always make sure that when you turn it on, it's not going to go to full bore, because otherwise you have cream spinach over the entire kitchen. There we go. Now we'll get that back into the pot. You can see that these are still pretty rare. Okay, very rare. Not too much further though, and I'll start checking it for temperature. But I'm going to be looking for 57 degrees of an internal temperature. So if you want to write down some temperatures, rare is between 55 degrees and 60 degrees Celsius. It'll have internal deep red colour with, you know, real juices there. It'll be a real juicy piece of meat. Medium rare is 60 to 65 degrees Celsius. Soft and springy to touch. And medium, 65 to 70 degrees. You know, an internal, you know, light pink colour, isn't it? And it's firm and spongy to touch. And if you really are one of those people that wants to go well done, 75 degrees and whatever comes after that, and as hard as you like, but it will be firm to touch. So we're spot on 10 minutes. And I think we're looking pretty good, and we'll see what the internal temperature is. No, I don't believe that. It says 70. It's lying. Anyway, 57 degrees. Do you believe me? Okay? That's what I reckon it is. I'm going to leave one, and I'm going to let it rest for 10 minutes. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to cover it with tin foil or put a pot on it or anything like that. I'm just going to leave it alone. This guy, I'm in a hurry. Beautifully cooked, right? Absolutely perfectly medium rare. But you watch all that juice just pour out of it. We'll come back to that in 10 minutes and we'll see the difference. I think our tomatoes will be pretty much done now too. They're looking good, and you know, you can see the sugars are now coming out of the tomatoes. They're going to be sweet and lovely to eat. And the idea is that that becomes part of the sauce and you break it down on the plate. So we've got a plate, we've got the Saporoso on standby, we've got a little black truffle oil. Now we all know about truffles, right? They're a fungus that grows under the ground, but they're $4,500 a kilo. So they're pretty expensive. Liquid gold in a bottle there. But this is, you know, this is not expensive, and you know, a couple of drops of that over your mashed potato transforms it. So let's take some of our chunky tomato into our little jar. Let's get our buffalo mozzarella in there. Nice fresh basil leaf that can sit in there. We'll pop that on the plate. Spinach into our side dish. Grab one of our tomatoes. Let's look here. We now have juice that should be in there, and it's not because we didn't rest it before we cut it. We'll take this piece, cut it in half. Look at that, pink all the way to the edges. Looks truly spectacular, don't you think?
Yeah.
And all the juice is still in it. You can see the juice in there, can't you? Okay, so we're going to get some drops of truffle oil on here. Our tomatoes, just a couple of drops here of the balsamic, the Saporoso, and then just like that. No, I don't want to use that salt.
Oh.
Haven't you guys heard me harping on about why I love this salt?
No.
Okay, just a little on there, and just a little on our buffalo. There you go, guys. Bon appetito, huh?
To make Simon's buffalo eye fillet with all the trimmings, shop for these ingredients. Pre-cooked frozen spinach will work well in this recipe. If you can't find buffalo, you can use beef eye fillet instead. Always rest the meat for 10 minutes before serving.
So there it is, guys. Probably should come and have a taste. See what you think.
Hey, Simon.
Hey, Josh, Michelle.
That's good.
Hunt away, Merlot Cabernet. Got to give it to our guest of honour first, don't I, girls?
Thank you very much.
Girls. Cheers. To the top 5.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much, Josh. Cheers, cheers.
And I'll tell you what we really got to say is thank you to Michelle for having us at Huka Lodge. It was amazing.
Thanks.
One of the 2 best days of my life. I just wish I could afford to come and stay there for real. One day maybe.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having us.
It was such an amazing time.
Like I said at the beginning of the week, it's been our pleasure. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Next time on MasterChef New Zealand, one of the country's top chefs.
Michael Meredith.
And a dish to match.
Please, God, tell me that they're not going to ask us to make that.
It's Trial by Chocolate.
This is going to be an epic.
Who will taste sweet success?
I don't think you realise how much you've shaken things up here, Michael.
And who will get their just desserts?
I'm absolutely gutted.
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, the top 6 flew into iconic Huka Lodge to cook 5-star dishes from the menu. Tony and Anna rose to the challenge.
You both scored 17 out of 20.
But Matt butchered his chances.
It's not happening to me.
You might get away with serving this to a hungover rock star, but you're not going to get away serving it to us.
And was cut from the competition.
We all know how much you wanted this, Matt.
I was happy with what I've done in this competition. There's nothing more I feel I could have done.
Tonight, one of the country's top chefs.
Michael Meredith.
Yeah, quite a big fan.
And a dish to match.
Please, God, tell me that they're not going to ask us to make that.
It's Trial by Chocolate.
This is going to be an epic.
Who will taste sweet success?
I don't think you realise how much you've shaken things up here, Michael.
And who will get their just desserts?
I'm absolutely gutted.
The winner will receive over $100,000 worth of prizes, including $20,000 worth of groceries from Countdown, a cook surface, vent surface, cool drawer, and 90cm self-cleaning oven from Fisher & Paykel. A complete range of kitchen products, from crockery and bakeware to knives, glasses and saucepans, courtesy of Stevens. An exclusive cookbook deal with Random House. And the premier prize, the multi-award-winning Skoda Superb, combining innovative design with classic European refinement. From Skoda, simply clever. Who will be New Zealand's next MasterChef?
Here I come. I'm made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna set my face to a new horizon, and I run to seize the day. Here I come. I've made up my mind now. Here I come.
This morning, my mind was elsewhere. Today is my baby girl's first birthday. It's so hard being away from your family. I just couldn't stop crying. I just felt really, really guilty. And I'd like to be there, but yeah.
There's only 5 of us left, soon to be 4. You know, we've just come off the back of this huge Huka Lodge challenge, so we're pretty exhausted and going into, you know, a top 5 MasterChef Elimination challenge.
When I walked into the MasterChef kitchen, I'm already feeling like terrified beyond belief. And then I see the mystery box and it just gets worse. Just not knowing what's under there is torture.
The MasterChef Famous 5, welcome back.
You're the MasterChef Top 5 and you're heading to the business end of the competition. So you can expect the challenges to get even harder from here on in. And today is no exception.
You'll see in front of you your old friend, the mystery box. And we know you will love those. And today it contains the ingredients for a very demanding challenge. Curious? I'll bet you are. You may now lift the lids.
And I see dessert ingredients and I'm pretty gutted because I know it's going to be hard.
Oh, I see a pineapple sitting there and some chocolate and some cream, and I'm thinking to myself, right, what can I make? I can make a nash, I can do grilled pineapple, I can, like, you know, all these recipes start flooding to my head.
Cream, sugar, eggs, chocolate. There are no prizes for guessing what sort of dish those ingredients will make.
To let you know exactly what you're in for, we have a very special guest. He's worked in many of New Zealand's top restaurants, including Antoine's, Vinnie's and The Grove. He is a 3-time winner of the Lewisham Award for Outstanding Chef, and this year, his Auckland restaurant Meredith's was a supreme winner in Cuisine Magazine's 2011 Restaurant of the Year Awards. Please welcome Michael Meredith.
I jumped up and down. I think I was like, yay! Yeah, quite a big fan.
Hi, I'm Michael Meredith. I've been cooking for 17 years, and I've had my restaurant Meredith for 5 years now. I love what's in season and just creating. I think I really love that part of food and, you know, working with people as well. I think to be a great chef is something that you don't start off with, something that you work towards.
He comes right past me, and I'm looking straight onto the plate, and I'm just like, please God, tell me that they're not going to ask us to make that.
Michael, welcome back to MasterChef. It's great to have you back again.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
Looks fantastic, as we'd expect. So, what have you brought in today?
It's pretty much a play on chocolate and tropical fruit. There's a lot of technique involved in this dish. It may look simple, but there's a lot of technique involved.
Sounds delicious and looks tricky, and guess what, guys? You've got to make it.
Your challenge is to replicate Michael's dessert in 2 hours. You'll be given the recipe, of course, and you have everything to make it. But only 4 of you can go through to the next challenge. So the contestant who makes the least impressive dish will be going home.
So, Michael, how difficult is this dessert to make?
If I scale it to 10, I would say probably an 8.
I don't know whether that's 8 out of 10 for him. What about us? You know, if you're an 8, I'm guessing we're a 16.
How long does it take you to make this dessert, Michael?
Hour and a half.
So we're giving you an extra half an hour on top of one of the best chefs in this country can do it in.
I think it's going to be one of the biggest challenges. I think it'll push us all to the limit.
Well, before you start, you'll need to have a taste. Come on up and have a try.
The concept is dark chocolate with tropical fruit. So we got a banana cream, we got coconut cream, we've got a little bit of pineapple puree on the bottom.
I couldn't even begin to pick out all the different components. And I looked at it and thought, yes, this is going to be an epic challenge.
It's built upon layer and layer.
It looks complicated. Yeah. I'm quite scared at that point. It's just like, can I do this?
Go ahead and have a taste, guys.
Oh my God.
You get like this banana, it's like really smooth, and you get this big zing, and then you get the sweet, and then it's just like layers, you know, like waves of flavour.
The flavour profile and the way it hit your palate was kind of exactly the way it looked.
Wow. It's an amazing dish. It's just banging.
You've got 2 hours to make the best dessert of your life, and your time starts now.
This is the most complicated thing I've ever seen. It is crazy. So the time starts and I just pretty much burst out with all engines blazing. I looked at the dessert and I was incredibly impressed with how amazing it looked, and then I looked at the recipe and thought, oh my gosh. I'm feeling a little bit panicked.
How you going, Chelsea?
I'm good. I'm trying to keep the pace cracking from the start because that's what's, you know, let me down before. If there's only 30 minutes between the time that Michael Meredith can do it and that we have to do it in, it's going to be really tricky to get it done in time.
Holy crap. I know it's very, very intricate and I know there's a lot to do.
I think it'll be hard to get that done by the time we've been given. There's no extra ingredients today. If we muck it up, it's our problem.
Yeah, it's all go out there, but what they're doing is they're like a bunch of horses that have come out of the stops and they're racing and they seem like totally focused and under control. But what they've got is they've got 11 components in this recipe that they have to make.
On the eye on the plate, it looks a lot, but it's not one of those dishes where you plate one thing here, one thing there. It's all layered up. They need to make sure that they start quick and multitask. I think that's important, because if they're going to make one thing at a time, they're going to run out of time.
There's so much to do. There's a lot of technique. There's a lot to do and not a lot of time. Going into this challenge, I had a little bit of an advantage because the previous challenge was a dessert at Huka Lodge. It was kind of similar processes.
I have no idea whether I'm going to get through this or not. Seeing it on the plate and then seeing how much goes into it, it's astonishing.
Charlene, how are you going?
Trying to multitask.
Multitask, there
Trying
you go,
to.
Michael.
That's good.
Pretty relaxed about it?
Watch this space, Simon. At the start of the challenge, I was getting nervous. I mean, it's just the science behind it, you know, and I thought cooking was, you know, just putting things together and making it taste good. It's kind of hard, like,
It
well...
wasn't supposed to be easy.
No.
It'd be no fun if it was easy.
No, exactly. And if you don't get it right, you're basically out the door.
I'm trying to redeem myself from the last challenge. I struggled to finish the last challenge. All the molecular gastronomy, you know, jelly making, agar setting, and today, you know, there was like the Huka Lodge challenge, you know, ×2.
So you've got 2 things on the go already?
Yep.
Multitasking, that's a good start.
And then I'm gonna get the jelly on as well.
Brendan's not a big dessert fan.
I'm a fan of eating them.
But not making them.
This is insane. I haven't done a lot of dessert cooking. They're quite delicate and they're quite intricate as well. It just seems so far out of my reach. Yeah, I'm just freaking out. It could be the downfall.
Okay, guys, that is half an hour gone, okay? Half an hour gone.
Our challenge today is to replicate Chef Meredith's dessert that he put in front of us.
You look nervous. Normally you look composed, focused, and you know...
I am focused, but...
You have your game face on.
Yeah.
You look a little bit nervous.
Well, it looked really complex, so it's just trying to get things done in time and make sure I have enough time so it's just a matter of staying focused. And
Good. Well, from my side, the first half an hour looks like the last half an hour of a normal challenge. You guys are going for it, and that's really good to see. You actually look like chefs today, so keep it up.
Do we? Oh, that's good to hear.
Man, what a tough challenge. When you're deciding what things to multitask and how to do it, that's the tricky part. That's where you really have to think, okay, in half an hour's time I want this done, in half an hour's time I want this done, in half an hour's time I want this done, 20 minutes bang, plating.
I actually think I'm kind of on target here. It's just whether I've got everything there ready to rock and roll at the right time or not. Better just check on my crumbs, otherwise they're going to get burnt.
This is a really exciting challenge, and it's good to see you are absolutely motoring at the moment. But question is, can you keep that pace up without making any mistakes? Have you ever seen any group of contestants work as hard and as fast as these guys have today?
They are working like real chefs, and you know, you and I both seen a lot of chefs cook, and I know a lot of chefs that would not be able to do this challenge.
Something has just clicked, and today they are working like machines. The first 5 minutes was like the last 5 minutes normally is. It's like something's changed.
I was working as fast as I possibly could. Every time I went to the fridge, I sprinted, and that's pull a hamstring kind of sprint. You know what I mean? Like, it's full-on sprinting.
Where are we?
We've got the banana mousse and the coconut cream in the chiller setting. Yep. The jelly's just come to a boil.
Okay, chocolate mousse is coming next.
Chocolate mousse is already on the roll.
Yep.
After the chocolate mousse, onto the chocolate discs and shavings.
Cool, calm and collected. Brenton's actually got a bit of a sweat on today, no? It's not even hot in here. What's going on? In fact, it's quite cold in the kitchen today.
Stress, bro. The stress.
Hey?
I had Tony in front of me. He was probably about 3 steps ahead of me, and so I was freaking. Usually I feel like I'm a little bit faster than everybody. This time I felt like I was dragging behind, and I was worried. I was really worried.
1 hour gone, everyone. Halfway. And you will definitely need at very least 10 minutes to plate the dish. This isn't just an everyday dessert. This is fine dining at the very best level in this country that these guys have got to do today. This is no mess around challenge.
No,
this is
it's
the
not.
real deal. If I pull one of these guys off here, you know, you can see the dirt that it's come out of, but that's actually coffee.
It is coffee.
So you've dipped it into a little bit of egg white into the coffee, so it looks like you've just pulled it out of the ground. So this has got that real garden, tropical garden feel, hasn't it?
It has to, and that's the whole play. It was more like chocolate and tropical fruit. So visually, it gives you the idea that it comes from the soil.
And the honeycomb you've actually got in there, you've been very clever and come up with putting the coriander seed that you've ground up into the honeycomb. Oh man!
You know, there's
That
pineapple.
tastes so good.
You know, it's quite refreshing, and there's a bit of light cheese as well. You know, for me, it's important to live up to what it says. You know, like tropical fruit and chocolate.
This isn't a tropical garden. This is a garden in heaven.
Thank you, Simon.
Oh, that smells beautiful. The hardest part for me would be getting every single element perfect and getting it plated. I have this habit of running short of time at the end in all these challenges I've been doing, and today I refuse to do that again. I'm going to run around like a maniac so I can have everything ready, and I have 10 minutes of plating for once in my life. There were lots of processes, and every process was an absolute science. So there was no way you could just sort of slapdash something together and onto the next thing. You had to be absolutely particular in everything.
Put my crumb in for the 12 minutes, but it's coloured and it's not supposed to have coloured, so I'm just putting a second batch in, and I'm only going to put it on for 8 minutes.
How you doing, Anna?
Oh, I'm a bit nervous about the honeycomb.
Okay.
I like caramel.
Well, look,
gonna
you're
bake the soda.
in the MasterChef top 5.
I know.
That's good enough. No, you happy to go home today?
No way.
No?
Nope. No way.
You having
It's
a bit of
just
a,
not-
you having a bit of a tough day or what?
I'm a little bit. It's my daughter's birthday. I've just started the day off. You know.
So how old's your daughter today?
She's 1.
She's 1.
Yeah, she's doing 1.
You're missing her first birthday.
Yep. Don't want to talk about her. I'll start
I'm
crying.
sure you don't want to talk about that, but do it for your daughter, no?
Yep.
What's her name?
absolutely. Sienna.
Sienna.
Yeah.
Beautiful name.
Well, I'm doing it for her, you know, I'm doing it for her, and there's no way I'm going to let her down.
Half an hour to go now, everyone. Half an hour left. Just had a look around, Michael. How do you think Charlene up the front here is going?
It's not looking too good at this stage. It's just with the timing, you know, the honeycomb is not made, so...
What about Brenton, next bench back?
Brendan's got a few things going, but he's got lots of things on the bench, but nothing's at the final stage yet. It could be the downfall comes towards the end there because he's not completing everything.
Just re-whipping my banana cream because it's set. Getting it into the piping bag to set so I can have it ready to plate up nice and cold. There were still 3 or 4 processes left to do in the last half an hour. I know I've got a load to do still. So yeah, starting to stress a bit.
How about Chelsea? What do you think?
Yeah, Chelsea's getting there. She's quite organised at the moment. She's sort of organising her bench quite well, but again, you know, the honeycomb seems everybody leaving it at the last minute. The pineapple puree, those 2 things need to be cooked.
Yeah, and that honeycomb's going to take quite a while to cool down.
Absolutely, and there's cooling time for some of these things, and they can't be presented warm.
What about Tony?
Yeah, he's looking good, I think. He's looking good.
This is our banana stuff. I think it's how it's meant to be. It feels like once I blend it, it'll come good.
The things that you have to keep in mind in a difficult challenge like this is what needs to be processed and then chilled for when.
Right, next step.
So you have to really look at the whole recipe and analyse it, and this is a tricky one because there's a lot to analyse, and then figure out the correct order of things.
Tony, looking nice and clean here. How do you think you're going?
I think I can do it, Simon. I actually think I can do it.
You can do it?
I think I can do it.
Alrighty.
It's just going to come down to how tidy I'm going to be when I'm plating, but I think I've got a shot at getting it on the plate.
You seem pretty calm though. You're like happy?
I'm as happy
Easy
as I can.
challenge?
No, very, very difficult. I think everything you said about, you know, anyone trying this, chef or not, is going to have problems. It's a toughie.
Good luck.
Thank you very much, Simon.
Still a long way to go.
Making the honeycomb, you have to melt the sugar, the glucose, you know, a bit of water, and that does its thing, and the recipe said for it to turn a light brown color. It needed to be a little bit more darker than when I pulled it off, because it was still white. You know, I don't have time to do another one. I'm just gonna have to use this.
This is my pineapple puree, so it has to chill.
A little over 20 minutes to go, guys.
Let's hope that chill is on Mega Blast.
I'm running everywhere I go, I'm running. Just meant that I knew I was not wasting time strolling over to get stuff.
I think it looks good. It's like nothing I've really ever seen before. Should be good. They said we needed 10 minutes of plating, so I think I've got another few minutes to get all this sorted. A little bit worried about my pineapple, to be perfectly honest with you, because it's still in the pot and it needs to be cold by the time we plate.
There can't be anything slightly warm on the dish because it will just melt everything else that you put on top and it'll be disaster. So that pineapple puree has to be chilled.
Okay.
Wow, this is a tidy bench, Chelsea.
Thank you.
You under control?
I can start plating now, I think.
Really? You're ready to start plating?
Yeah, everything, well, pineapple puree has just gone in. That will take a wee while, and it's probably the thing that needs to go on first, knowing my luck.
Knowing your luck, it is the first thing that goes on.
Oh, so that wasn't the best news I've ever heard.
So maybe I'll just pray for a fast freezer.
15 minutes to go. 15 minutes left, everybody.
You know, 15 minutes to go, my pineapple puree, I've just put it on, it's just boiling away. Just stressing too much about that, you know, because it needed to be chilled to actually get it on the plate without it running everywhere. and I think that's not going to reduce in time.
I really think Brenton's in trouble. Still trying to reduce his pineapple down. He needs to get a pineapple cream done.
That is clearly not enough time.
And that's the thing that goes on the plate first. And if I was him now, I'd be thinking, am I going to have no pineapple on the dish, or am I going to make an abbreviated pineapple?
It's quite an important part of the dish. Without that, it's not a tropical dish anymore, so could be going home.
10 minutes to go, everybody.
My pineapple puree is just boiling away. That's not going to reduce in time. It's the main component of the dish.
So you got to reduce that down, right?
Yep.
So what could you do to help reduce it quicker?
So I get the biggest pan I can find out, smack it on the highest heat possible, bring it up to heat, and I pour the pot, everything onto that pan, and then I heat the pot back up, like as high as it'll go, and pour it all back into the pot.
So that's just trying to get that reduced quicker?
It took about 5 minutes, but by the end of that process, it was thick enough for me to be able to chuck in the blender and puree it up. And then I'm thinking, that puree's not going to set, it's not going to chill down in time.
I don't think I could have gone faster. I was sweating. I was going as fast as I could.
How does this rank against the other challenges you've done?
Hardest.
I just don't think it could get harder. It's crazy.
You want to stay in this competition if they're going to get even harder?
I bloody do.
You bloody do.
It's just do or die.
I was happy pretty much up until the last couple of minutes.
It's going to be hard to get this nice and square. I just can't get this to cut far out. This is not going to go into little nice little squares, man.
And I slow everything down in my mind, and I slow my hands down, even try and slow my breathing down to try and keep maximum control and maximum dexterity.
I just can't get them the way you had them,
5 minutes to go. You should all be plating by now.
Oh, Father Mary and Joseph, my honeycomb not only is the wrong colour, it's just wrong.
Today, this challenge is going to test your ability for technique, flavour, tasting in your mind as you put this dish together.
Once the time gets down to the last 5 minutes, if you're not thinking clearly, you're going to miss something.
Okay.
I just completely missed the honeycomb.
All over, question mark? Who knows?
You are the best of MasterChef, the top 5. We are going to find out who has got real expertise today.
Puree didn't set the way I wanted it, It didn't go in the chiller long enough. There's nothing I can do about it. All I can do now is just build it.
One of you will become the next MasterChef of New Zealand, and one of you will be going home at the end of this challenge.
So glad to be at this end of it. It's looking really good. Just going to keep it nice and delicate.
3 minutes now, everyone.
The next thing you know, the time's, gone, and you're trying to do it and your hand's shaking.
Make it count. Come on, you can all do it.
Yeah, I'm looking at mine and trying to picture Michael's dish in my head. I've got my honeycomb.
Come on, guys. 30 seconds to go.
I'm not happy with my mousse. It is on the soft side. It wasn't forming a nice, firm shape.
15 seconds now. 15 seconds.
It's quite an intricate dish to plate up, and you know what I'm like with plating.
10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from the bench.
Kind of a nightmare, to be honest. 1 or 2 things I didn't get on the plate. Yeah, not a good day. And, top 5, you can't afford to not have a good day. So, yeah, pretty gutted. And, yeah, pretty confident that I'll be going home, which sucks. Yeah, I don't know if I'm top 4 material, to be honest, after this challenge. Yeah, no, I'm pretty confident I'll be going home.
Oh my God, my mousse is just kind of not really set, but I mean, I'm happy with everything else.
I'm disappointed with my pineapple, and my honeycomb isn't exactly the colour of a honeycomb. This isn't one of my proudest moments.
It's a done. You can't dwell on, no point dwelling on it. I just want to do this tasting and just move on. Onwards and upwards.
I'm not happy. Yeah, I don't know if I've survived that. I mean, my quenelle splodged a bit, and it's pretty massive. Worked really hard. But yeah, no, it's could be a death.
Can't do much about it now. They will taste and judge, and we'll see how we go. But I'm not confident at the moment. I'm pretty unhappy, actually. Yep.
I know I'm going to get nailed for not having, you know, the honeycomb on there, all the chocolate shavings on there. I just laugh, you know. I just, you know, walk up there with a big smile on my face, and, you know, there's no point in stressing about it.
What sort of smile is that? Is that a nervous smile or is that a happy smile?
It's a come to terms with how today went smile.
Yeah, and so how did you find it in the kitchen? How did you find the challenge?
It was twice as hard as the Huka Lodge challenge. I don't think it, you know, could get any harder than that.
Yeah. Well, so what's missing off the plate?
The honeycomb.
Yeah. Chocolate shavings?
The chocolate shavings, yeah, I'm missing too.
So it was actually there, you just forgot?
I just overlooked it, yeah.
Bugger. It's unfortunate that you've got a couple of bits missing. Okay, mate, grab a seat.
If this is the challenge that sends me home, I'm still proud of what I put out. If it does end up doing that, then that's how it goes.
So what's missing off the plate?
The honeycomb.
Yeah. Chocolate shavings?
The chocolate shavings, yeah, I'm missing too.
Oh, bugger. Okay, mate, grab a seat.
Well, thank you, guys. I must say that it's not looking good for me because 2 elements of the whole dish didn't get on the plate, which were 2 quite important elements.
The colour straight away looks like it's going to taste fantastic. The quenelle on the top is not a quenelle, it's more like a sort of a wet ganache.
It was a real test for them. I mean, there was, you know, 10 components, including the small things, the little micro things that goes on there. If I didn't know in my head what this dish looks like, that ganache to me, it's okay.
Time to taste.
I definitely can see that some of the elements are not there, but overall, you know, the mousse, it's good. And everything else, it blends in quite well.
You put this dish together with the 10 layers so that it would all work together as a texture thing, and it's missing the texture.
And despite them being late with the pineapple, it's really good. The pineapple flavour is wonderful in this dish. I like it, it's good.
I think Brenton's managed to get all the flavours there, but they're slightly muted versions of what yours were, Michael. It really misses the crunch from the honeycomb. But overall, it's only slightly muted. It's not a million miles away. I think he's got the right components on and it tastes good. It's not as good as yours, Michael. Nowhere near.
You're always nervous going into the tasting, and especially today because Michael Meredith is there and he's pretty much just the superstar of this whole challenge.
Was that the challenge of challenges?
Yeah, that was definitely the most intense challenge so far.
Oh well, leave us to have a taste.
Thank you.
This looks really good. The honeycomb's there, it's just not correct. So I think she's actually got all elements on the plate, hasn't she?
It's a pretty close replication, apart from the honeycomb, of Michael's dish. I'm going to completely overlook the honeycomb because I think this is so well balanced. It's just perfect. She's replicated your flavours, and that's what it's about. It's about getting those textures and flavours there, and I get it all. It makes sense, and it's a dish that I really want to eat.
This is nicely balanced. I think it's well balanced. The crunch is not there, but the acidity from the tamarillo has nicely come through the mousse. Maybe the chocolate disc is a little bit too thick, but overall, it's pretty good.
The flavours are bright, you know?
Yeah, very lovely flavours here.
I think she's done really well.
If I was one of the master chefs out there, I would be very worried about this girl about now.
I'm pretty nervous. This is a replication challenge, and I thought, you know, just be upfront with them and tell them what I don't think is good and what I think is good about it. Just be clinical about it. Plating up, not so happy with it.
Trial by dessert?
Maybe.
What aren't you happy with, Tony?
I didn't quenelle my mousse
as nicely as I would have liked. The whole thing's a little bit oversized, but apart from that, I think the rest of the components are okay.
Take a seat, we'll have a taste.
Thank you very much.
The first thing that strikes me is the honeycomb. It's the best honeycomb I've seen come through so far.
I'm just really searching for any moisture really in Tony's dish. It's all sort of dissolved up somewhere in there.
But it's very dry. Overall, it's dry because the crumb is taking all the moisture out of it.
It is like a dry trifle. We've lost all that lovely fruit tartness which this dish needs.
It's not a great effort from Tony today, I don't think.
As I'm taking my plate up, I'm holding it in my hands and I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's way too much pineapple on the bottom. And I just put it in front of them and hoped for the best.
I think we rattled you today, didn't we?
You did, yes. Yeah.
You know, you ate Michael's one before the challenge. Do you think that it's represented here?
I think I've overdone the pineapple. I've put a bit too much pineapple and that's why it's quite watery on the base, my puree. It doesn't look anything like Chef Meredith's, but he has years behind him, so I'm quite happy with it.
I think for the first time in this competition, I'm worried for you today, Charlene.
I just hope some of it held up for me and will keep me here.
How do you think it looks, Mike?
The problem is for me, I think the pineapple puree is too runny. It's soaked everything into it.
You're looking at it, I mean, it looks soupy, doesn't it?
It's too runny. This has got no texture. It's just not balanced at all. It's just got no body.
The banana is very firm, too. The banana is almost a little bit rubbery. And the pineapple isn't reduced enough.
The beetroot sprouts here, they're texturally wrong because we don't have the crumb. Suddenly the dish is not working at all.
Tropical soup with a little bit of chocolate maybe, but you know, I wouldn't go much beyond that.
It's a bad day for Charlene.
As I take my plate up to judges, I'm absolutely gutted. I'm really upset. The mousse was fairly runny. There's no height in it.
You ate Michael's at the start of the challenge. I mean, this is literally half the size. You know, Tony's gone the other way and he's done a double the size, but this is half the size. The quenelle's not great. There's a lot of passion fruit. You've put more passion fruit. I think you've cut your honeycomb, which looks to be made nicely. It looks like you've sort of broken it up a little bit small. It looks vibrant and colourful, but I'm just a bit worried that there's really no body in there.
Yeah.
Not a great day in the kitchen, Anna. Take a seat.
Okay.
We've had too big, we've had too wet, now we've had too small.
It's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. I want one that's just right.
I'm struggling to find the pineapple at all. I don't see any pineapple on this dish.
I don't get any pineapple, I don't get any coconut, I get a little bit of banana, I get a lot of chocolate, a little bit of honeycomb, but as I said, it's not really a textural thing. It really just lacks any finesse, I think.
And while there are some delicious components in this, the concept's not there.
Needs the acidity of the pineapple for the dish.
I'm damn worried, yeah. I'm not happy. I'm gutted, yeah.
I don't think you realise how much you've shaken things up here, Michael, because there's some good people out there. They're all good, in fact. All 5 of them are great. But there's a couple of really talented ones that struggled with this today, and a couple of that might be slightly weaker have really stepped up to the plate.
We all knew that these guys deserved to be here in the MasterChef kitchen today, but you know, the big tough decision that we've got is to decide who won't be here next time.
It's not looking good for me because, you know, 2 elements of the whole dish didn't get on the plate.
I'm hoping the fact that I got everything on the plate, I'm hoping that that's what will save me.
This is probably the first time I'm feeling really worried whether I've lost my spot with this dish. I can't go home yet. I don't want to go home yet.
Walking into elimination today, I'm really worried that I'm going to be in the bottom two.
You can worry about, going home, but, whatever is going to happen is going to happen, and there's nothing you can do now to change it.
Well, that challenge certainly separated the dessert cooks from the rest, didn't it? A tough challenge at a very important time in this competition. Only 4 of you will advance to the next round.
This challenge was about skill and technique. It was about your expertise as a cook. It was also about your ability to balance flavour. Some of you did that, and some of you missed by a mile. It's not easy to replicate a Michael Meredith creation, but I'm pleased to say a couple of you turned out great imitations of his dish. So not everyone's skills deserted them.
Today we saw some of our top performers in the competition struggle. The contestant who made the best version of Michael's dish will win dinner at Michael's restaurant, Meredith's. But the person with the least impressive dish will be leaving us today.
One person gave us a dessert dish that accomplished many of the techniques and balance of flavours that Michael had hoped for. It was your dish, Chelsea. It was superb. It was a pretty good replica of Michael's dish and the one most faithful to the recipe. Michael was very impressed.
Oh, that's awesome. Wow, that was a good feeling. If I'm going to win a challenge, my first challenge I win might as well be the hardest one we've had yet. Adds a bit of street cred to my name.
Congratulations, and please take a seat.
Thank you. And I get to go to dinner at Meredith's as well, and I've always wanted to go there. I'm feeling pretty elated right about now. And my excitement lasts about 2 seconds, because as soon as I sit down on the couch, I'm thinking, oh God, someone's got to go home.
The rest of you had quite a few difficulties with this challenge. There were some dishes that missed key ingredients. Some components were never completed and never reached the final dish. Brenton, you missed out the chocolate shavings and the honeycomb. What happened there?
Just overlooked it. There was a lot of components to go onto that dish, and yeah, there was a lot going on.
Is this what's sending you home today?
Could be. Hope not. I don't have a house to go back to, I've got all my stuff in storage, my car's blowing up, and I've got no job. So there's a lot riding on this for me.
Well, you know what, Brenton? Despite leaving some of the components off the dish, the flavours were still very good. Your dish did have some flaws, but you've done enough to get through. Congratulations, take a seat.
Thank you, guys.
Massive relief to make the top 4, so I'm looking forward to being able to just sit back and chill out.
That leaves 3 of you. But there's just 2 places left in the top 4. Tony, your dish was buried in crumbs. It was entombed. And the portion was so big, I thought you must be expecting an army.
Anna, if Tony's dish was big, yours was the complete opposite. It was so small, if I got that in a restaurant, I would have sent it back.
Charlene, you gave us a soupy wet dessert. I know you weren't proud of it.
No, absolutely not.
You must have known when you served it that it was no replica of Michael's dish.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Tony, a big dish does not mean the end of your MasterChef dream. You've done enough to get through. Well done. Take a seat.
Thank you very much. And then my mind was racing, because immediately I then try and figure out which of the 2 remaining, Charlene or Anna, is going home and why.
I'm shaking in my boots. I was praying, holding my fingers behind my back, I'm not ready to leave.
For us to be in the bottom 2, it just goes to show it does get harder and harder.
I get the feeling that you two thought you might be standing here in the final, not here right now.
Yeah.
We all came in here to win.
I'm standing there with my best mate. It's horrible. One of the worst days of my life.
We had an incredibly tough decision today. Both of you have impressed in this competition. Today, this challenge got the better of both of you. But we will only be sending one of you home.
As we're standing up there, we keep looking at each other and just like, you know, holding on to each other, squeezing the living daylights out of each other, you know, around the waist.
And the person going home today is Charlene.
I was so shocked to hear her name, and I feel like I've taken away something from her.
I'm disappointed. You know, this wasn't part of the plan.
Charlene, sadly your dish wasn't good enough today. I am so sorry.
I may have not made it to the end, but I've learned lots.
Charlene, it's been a pleasure having you here. Now, you've heard it all before when people go, you know, how we're going to miss them, but you have shown us some things that I won't forget. You know, you've been such a contributor, and we're going to miss you.
It was just shocking. I just sort of assumed that she was, you know, going to be in the final with me.
What I will do, though, is just out of respect, and just say thank you. This has been an amazing journey. Thank you.
Charlene, you've been an amazing competitor, tower of strength. It's now time to leave the MasterChef kitchen.
It's gut-wrenching, yeah. I'll be crying for days. I really will.
Make Mummy proud. I'm not happy that I am leaving, but I am happy that I'm going home to see my kids.
Love you.
And if anything I've done has influenced anybody out there with food and have made people realize food is about love, food is about bringing people together, then I've already won.
Next time, MasterChef takes off.
You're going on an overseas trip courtesy of Jetstar. But before you get too excited, there's a catch.
The top 4 have just 2 hours to prepare business class in-flight meals.
It was a little bit of disaster.
It's too stressful for me to watch.
I'm freaking out.
And book their seats to a mystery destination.
Probably not enough this time, eh?
Last time on MasterChef New Zealand, in Michael Meredith's dessert challenge, Charlene's golden run came to an end.
Oh, Father, Mary and Joseph.
The person going home is Charlene.
This has been an amazing journey.
While Chelsea took the dish of the day.
It was a pretty good replica of Michael's dish.
Winning dinner for the top 4 at Meredith's.
6 courses of just the most amazing, intricate, clever food that I think I've ever eaten. It was really inspiring.
Tonight on Masterclass, something sweet. The MasterChef judges whip up their favourite desserts.
Don't go away.
Ray bakes a delicious French apple tart. Josh combines a pineapple souffle with Thai curry ice cream. And Simon reveals the secret for the perfect chocolate fondant.
That's what I call an oozer.
Absolutely perfect.
Here I come. I'm made up my mind now. Here I come. I'm living the moment. I'm gonna save my
Massive relief to make the top 4, of course. If the dessert we had to create is anything to go by, you know, today's masterclass will be awesome. Looking forward to it.
You know, if someone said you'd got to top 4, I just would have been like, wow, I must be all right. I don't know, I guess it's something that I'm extremely proud of.
We're going into a masterclass that's going to be probably the most incredible dessert masterclass anyone's ever had anywhere. And none of us stand the risk of elimination as a result. So it's a real gift. I'm really excited to be going into this masterclass.
Welcome to Masterclass. Just the 4 of you today. That was a hell of a challenge, and congratulations for you guys to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. It's good to be here.
Very, very.
Michael Meredith's Super Dessert Challenge really sorted you out, didn't it?
It sure did, yeah, definitely.
And sadly, Charlene fell by the wayside. Anna, pretty tough moment out there in the middle of the floor, wasn't it?
It was rough. It was almost broke me in two. Yeah, heartbreak for me to see her go. She's been one of my best mates in the house. It's unbelievably hard.
People at home might find it hard to understand the emotion watching this. I mean, you guys are pretty close now, aren't you? I mean, it's more than just a really good friendship, isn't it?
We're family.
Yeah, it's like
we really
family.
are. I mean, it's real for us. It's not, you know, I have a family at home. I missed my daughter's first birthday. That's huge for me. It's not a game for me. It's very real.
Chelsea, what about you?
You know, we spend every second of the day with each other. We're all under intense pressure. You know, it all compounds, and then every now and then, yeah, it gets a bit emotional, very emotional.
Well, you 4 did very well this week indeed, really well. Brenton, what do you think of that challenge?
Ridiculous springs to mind. Yeah, it was hard.
It's only going to get tougher.
I know.
There's going to be more tears flowing yet. And Chelsea, you just keep getting stronger and stronger at the moment. You pulled out a great dish. I got to be honest, I never thought you'd get this far. Not in a million years I thought you'd be here today.
Well, here I am.
Well, guys, now it's our turn. And following on from the Super Dessert Challenge, we're cooking something sweet. I'm going to make a French apple tart with acidulated cream. How about you guys?
Chocolate fondant for me, with a Manuka Gold licorice crumb and salted caramel ice cream.
Nice. And I'm going to attempt a pineapple souffle with a Thai curry ice cream, something a little bit different. Wow. But first up, Ray's going to start with his French apple tart, an absolute classic. We'll leave him to cook it.
Right.
Enjoy, guys.
See you guys later.
See you.
Okay. Okay, guys, as you can see, I haven't got many ingredients here, but you could probably guess what sort of dish this is going to be. Anyone got any ideas?
Tartare?
No, not making tartare.
Apple pie?
Josh has done that. Yeah. I'm going to make the other sort of version of a French apple tart. And in French, they call it tarte fine aux pommes, which means a thin apple tart. It's just a fancy French name for thin apple tart. This is dead easy. It has 3 ingredients. 2 of them are ready made, and 1 of them is from God. All right? What I've got here is flaky pastry. I love flaky pastry, and I'm doing this with bought flaky pastry. This is flaky pastry that's been made naturally with butter, not baker's margarine, butter. And what it is, if you look carefully at flaky pastry, you'll see that it's got lots and lots of layers in it. And the way they've made it is by folding it, rolling it, folding it, rolling it, folding it, rolling it. And that way you end up with all these layers with the butter in between them. So that when it cooks, it rises, and it's like the butter almost sort of fries each layer as it rises, and you end up with all those layers, which of course in French they call millefeuille, which means 1,000 leaves. Now, I need some, Chelsea, would you come and help me please? I need apples peeled. I'm going to make one about 26, 24 centimetres in diameter. So I think just peel 3 of those, I think. They're quite big apples, those ones. And I'm going to roll out some pastry here. A little bit of flour on the bench. Ah, I forgot something. I want to add something to this, something I really like. Just stop what you're doing for a second. I want some sort of quite tart cream to go with this, and I want it thickened. So, Chelsea, can you pour a cream into there?
Sure.
Into that bowl.
Just a little.
And then I want about 4 tablespoons of lemon juice. In you go. Go, 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 go. Stop. Thank you.
So the lemon juice doesn't curdle the milk?
No. What's going to happen with that is the lemon juice is going to thicken it, make it go thick, it's going to coagulate it. When you put this into the cream, the lemon juice into the cream, don't stir it, you just put it in and walk away and leave it. But you end up with what's called acidulated cream. It's a little bit like clotted cream. It's quite a tart flavour, rich but tart, so it's really good on the apple tart which has apricot jam over it. Goes together nicely. And it's just a bit more interesting than whipped cream. Meanwhile, I'm rolling out pastry. The thing with butter pastry is it gets very soft very quickly. You need to sort of work quite fast with it. Don't want this too thick, about just under 1/2 centimetre, which is about that much. And because, as I say, this is very soft pastry made with butter, I'm keeping it moving and making sure it's not sticking. How are you going there, Chelsea?
Very well.
Very good, you're on the last one.
Yep.
Then what I want you to do is make these into wedges. So just take the skin out, take the core up, like that, and into 4. So you get 4 nice little wedges about that thick, like that. All right?
Thank you.
Let's cut this piece of pastry. We'll do it freehand in a circle. That's kind of a circle. See what I'm doing with the extra? Because this pastry is all in flat layers, all horizontal, you've got to keep it like that. You can't just sort of go and then roll it out again because you've upset all your layers. So what I'm doing is making sure that any offcuts, because all good cooks never waste food, so that when I roll that flat, I've still preserved all those horizontal layers. I'm going to go on here. Okay, I need to have a little bit of water, because all I'm going to do now is make the tart. Using my thumb, just going to push the edge up like that so that I've got a little raised border around the edge of this tart. And then you need to dock it, which just means prick it with a fork so the inside doesn't rise. Okay, you're a machine, Chelsea. Perfect. Well done. All you do next is put these around here in a circle. You find these tarts in every baker's shop in France. In some very good restaurants, you'll get these made to order, beautiful little ones. They take possibly 15, 20 minutes to cook if they're small. This will take longer, because obviously it's a bigger tart and I've left the apples quite thick. So that's going to go in the oven right now. 25, 30 minutes, much longer than you thought. People think that it takes 10 minutes to cook things like this or flaky pastry. It doesn't. It takes a lot longer. And I'm going to have a look at this tart in here. This is looking pretty good. It's not quite there. Okay, the edges are nice and brown, but I just want the middle bit to be just a little more cooked than that. Okay, Chelsea, bring that cream over here, and let's have a look at this, see what this cream's doing. What it's doing, it's clotting, which doesn't look completely appetizing at the moment, does it? But we'll give it a little slow stir, and we'll just put it over there and forget about it. What we need to do is melt some apricot jam. So that's you, throw that in there and just stir it. We don't want to boil it, you just want to melt it, so you can turn that on. I wanted to do a really simple dish. I think it's one of the recipes with the fewest ingredients I've ever used. 3 ingredients, pastry, apples and jam. Just to show people that how easy it is to turn something out of professional quality that is done simply.
Okay,
I reckon you're there.
Okay.
All right, so we take this out of here. And it's looking quite nice. You don't worry about it getting a little bit brown. And what you're going to do is you're going to really slop this stuff on. Don't hold back. You don't want any gaps. You don't want to see any pastry through it. Brush the edges. All right, I'm going to do half of it, Chelsea, and you're going to do the other half. All right? You put that there, and I'll talk to the cream for a moment. See this? That's what it does to the cream. And it tastes good. It makes it really tart. And all I did was got the cream, poured it into a bowl, put the lemon juice in there, didn't stir it, walked away, went and made a phone call, had a drink, whatever. Came back, just had a bit of a check to see if it was coagulating. Yes, it was. Went and made another phone call, had another drink, came back. And look what's happened. See this? I've got beautiful, thick, coagulated cream.
Yum.
But it's all lumpy, so let's stir it up. And it goes beautifully smooth and looks like creme fraiche. Make it all smooth. Right. Now you put it in the fridge. You don't put it in the fridge while it doesn't seem to work if it gets too cold. Are we happy?
Yes.
Do I see? I can see a gap there. You know,
That was a bit
details. That wasn't the bit I did. You got it all over the edge?
Yes.
Good. Right, throw it back in the oven. You throw it back in the oven, you get that jam bubbling, and you get it just starting to brown. In you go. Good. Okay, we should have a drink, make a phone call, wait for this. No, don't go away. This thing will burn really easily, so you've got to pay attention. And all I want to do when I open that oven is I want to see the jam bubbling, and I want to see the edge, just the very edges being dark brown. If I say I want it to be almost burnt, some people may incinerate it, which would be really tragic. I'm not saying burn it, but I'm saying cook it well. So many people, when they're baking, are really timid about cooking things well. In Europe, everything is cooked well, the bread is cooked well, the pastries are cooked well. I can remember walking into a bakery in Rome one day, and I thought, God, there's been a fire. No, business as usual. That's how they like things cooked, well. Okay, I think we're there. All right, French apple tart, didn't dock that quite as much as I should have. Goes down again, onto a plate. And you've got tarte fine aux pommes with tart cream. Okay, tart with tart cream. And see how thick this has got? Wow. Beautiful.
Got mayonnaise.
A really simple, incredibly traditional French pudding. Thank you. Well done. Yeah, good. Okay, guys, it's time to try this. Chelsea, you did the work, and Tony, you can come up here and have a taste. We're going to serve it with this really great Wither Hills Pinot Gris. Yeah, this is going to work. We've got the lovely slight oiliness of the wine, of the Pinot Gris, will go really well with the apples and the tart. And it's got a dry finish, so it's going to go well with the cream. So look, let's put a bit of that on there, just straight on the board. Have a taste, guys. Tell me what you think. Yeah, you need...
Oh, wow.
Any good?
It's beautiful because you're just letting the ingredients speak for themselves.
Exactly,
You haven't put a whole lot of spices and things in there. It's just simple and amazing.
Yeah, have a go, Tony.
I'm going to take the edge of it, actually.
Go on then. And you can see how the cream just melts. It's lovely. Yeah.
Try it with the wine.
What do you reckon?
To make Ray's deceptively simple French apple tart, you'll need just these ingredients. For the best flavour, use flaky pastry made with butter. This recipe will work with any other pip fruit. If you're using red fruit, use red currant jelly, not apricot jam. Instead of cream, you can use creme fraiche, mascarpone, or Greek yogurt.
Okay, what I'm going to do is a pineapple souffle, a really nice souffle, and with it we're going to do a Thai curry ice cream. Souffles are temperamental, to say the least. Okay, so I've put myself out there a little bit under pressure today. So Brenton, you can probably come up and give me a hand, actually. We're going to get a few of these ingredients on the go. If you have a look at the ingredients I've got here, we have all the ingredients for the Thai curry ice cream. We've got some really beautiful fresh ginger, some fresh galangal, some beautiful little bird's eye chilies, they're nice and hot, coriander root, some fresh turmeric. We've got some lemongrass and we've got some kaffir lime leaves. Really sort of traditional Thai curry ingredients, and they work fantastically well as an ice cream. Now what I've done with all the ingredients is I've put it in a bit of a blender, and you can see here I've got a really beautiful smooth paste. I've got cream and milk over here, and what we do with that is we put that straight into there. And that milk and that cream is just literally coming to the boil. And the colour is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger as we cook it. The other job, Brenton, obviously we're making an anglaise here. We've got our egg yolks and our sugar.
It's a lot of egg yolks.
Yeah, now Brenton, if you could whisk all that together, that would be great.
Plan.
What are you doing, mate? Put your back into it. Whisk it. No wonder you're always 15 minutes late in a challenge, no? Okay. What we're going to do is we're going to pour that over our egg yolks and our sugar. Now I'm going to pour it over slowly, and you're going to just gently whisk. We'll get a little bit in there first. Get that working. And take your time, this pot's not very heavy. Or hot. All right, let's go.
Nice pouring.
Now, the reason, thank you, the reason we can pour it all in the end, once you've got that fair amount in, you've raised the temperature so the yolks aren't going to split, then you can pour it in. Now, we're going to gently return it back to the pot, so you can pour that back all on there. And we've used a pretty big bowl there. It's good to use a really nice big bowl like that. The bigger the bowl, the sort of easier it is to manage, really. We're going to slowly cook that. And basically, same process of cooking out. You need to probably stir it. Brenton, if you could, please. Traditional ice cream, you make an anglaise like this and then you churn it through an ice cream. And what we're actually doing, we're adjusting this recipe a little bit and we're turning it into a parfait. Now, this is something you can make at home without using an ice cream machine. I don't think most people have ice cream machines at home. So this is a nice, simple way of doing the same recipe with the same flavours without having to worry about the machine. So this is a recipe for my souffle base. I've got my milk, I've got my halal vanilla in there, and then I'm going to mix together over here my flour, my sugar, and my butter. Now, I'm just slowly working all the flour over the butter. The butter's just at a nice soft temperature, but you don't want it soft, otherwise it gets difficult to mix. And you can see what I've made here with the flour, sugar, and butter. I've made some really nice little crumbs, not dissimilar to making pastry, okay? That's all come together nicely. That's fantastic, isn't it? Look how thick it is. Absolutely delicious. What we're going to do is pass that off. So we'll pass it gently through a chinois. It's really nice and thick. Might need to get a little ladle, Brenton. So what you want to do is just use the back of the ladle and just gently press that through and you'll get all that mixture strained out through there. Okay, so pastry cream or souffle base. I've got my milk. I've brought it to the boil. It's just coming up now. And what I'm going to do is take this flour, butter and sugar mix that I've made and whisk that into it. Into the boil. It's going to straight away start thickening up and we're going to cook that out slowly. Okay, so you've done a great job there, Brenton, thank you. So that's all been passed, and as you can see, the colour started off quite delicate, but it's really infused now. It's bright, bright yellow. Do you want to have a taste? Who else wants to come and have a taste?
Yeah, I'd love to have a try.
Good. Come up, Anna. Let's see some smiles.
Wow, lemongrass. I get straight away. That's unbelievable.
That's awesome. Okay, well, it tastes good now. And what I'll get you to do, Brenton, is I've whipped my cream here. I've done a nice sort of soft whip. We'll start and we'll fold that through into there. So mix it all in and then divide it between those 3 tubs and you're done. I've cooked my creme pat out for about 6 minutes. You need to cook out this mix because you need to cook out that flour. If you just took it off straight away, you'd end up with a little bit of a sort of floury taste. Okay, so what we do then is we take it off the heat and I'm going to gently add my egg yolks. They'll cook with that residual heat in there. And you can see the colour's going to change. It gets really nice and rich. And just going to bring that just back up to heat. We know it's cooked just by bringing it sort of back up to a hot temperature. Looking at the consistency, it starts to thicken up. Also by the consistency on the spoon. And you can see it's just before dropping consistency. I'm just poured this through a chinois and I'm just gently passing that off. Now we're going to pass it off to get out any leftover grains. If there's any flour that hasn't been sort of whisked in, it all should be incorporated, but we're just going to make sure that it's nice and smooth, okay? As you can see, I'm sort of using the back of a Maurice to do this, but I can work it quite hard because it's got enough, it's not splashing anywhere, it's quite a gluey texture, so it's holding together very well. Perfect, and straight in the freezer. It looks fantastic. Our ice cream probably needs to stay in the freezer for at least maybe 6 hours or something like that before it's frozen properly. Best left overnight, definitely. The souffle base has come together in a bowl. That's looking really good now. Brenton, I'll just get you to clean the edges of that and put a nice little bit of cling film over the top of it to sit it down. It needs to be covered. If you leave that undercovered, it's going to get a horrible skin on it. If it gets a horrible skin on it, you're not going to get it off. Now, the other part of the recipe is pineapple. You guys did a pineapple with Michael's dish, didn't you? Mm. Anna, what happened to your pineapple?
I didn't get it on the heat soon enough, so...
Listen, you're through now. You're in the top 4. Secretly, between you and me, did you put it on the plate?
Yes, I did.
Yeah?
I would never lie. I would never lie.
It's not really secretly, it's just between you, me and the rest of New Zealand, but anyway. Yeah. So I've peeled the outside of the pineapple and then just go around and take the little triangular core out of there. And what we're going to do is just gently chop all that up. Then we're going to put it through a blender, and that'll get it really nice and smooth. So what I've done to this pineapple is I've peeled it, I've taken the core out, I've chopped it, I've blended it in a blender, then I've put it in muslin and hung it overnight, okay? And then I've discarded the juice, and what I've got left with is a really nice pulp. It's quite tart, so we are going to add a little bit of sugar. At this stage, you weigh your pineapple, and you use 10% of sugar to the weight of this. So if it weighs 500 grams, we're going to use 50 grams of sugar to make a caramel. So we'll add our sugar in. While that caramel's working, we may have a look at our souffle moulds. What I've done with these moulds is you butter them twice, just to be sure that your soufflés are going to rise. So what I've done is I've buttered them a first time, then I've put them back in the fridge to allow that butter to set onto the outside of the mould. Then I'm going to go again, while they're cold like this, and butter over the top of it again. And that'll give another layer to allow, hopefully, the soufflé to rise nice and evenly. Now I'm going round the outside, and I'm just going to butter over the top again. You see what I'm actually doing is I'm brushing out. That just makes sure that I'm brushing lines up in the direction that I want to go it in. I'm not sure that 100% adds to it, but it makes me feel better about it, that's for sure. These moulds are still nice and cool. I'll pour my sugar inside. Give it a little bit of roll in your hand like that. And we'll go around the outside. Make sure we've got all that sugar lined in there. It does give it a little bit of crunch on the outside. It caramelizes while it's cooking. It also helps to sort of lift it off the sides. It's all yours, Brenton. I'll give you those two to do. So I've got a nice caramel there. Pineapple's going to go straight in. And when it goes in, put it straight in there and work it. Obviously the caramel's cooking. This should stop it cooking. That can come out in a bowl, and we'll cool that down. Now it really comes just down to putting the soufflé together. You've made your soufflé base, which is creme patissier. You have made your pineapple puree. We've got our egg whites. We've got our sugar. We've got some beautiful toasted crumbed coconut. Our Parfait is in the freezer. It's nice and chilled, ready to go. What I'll do is I'll take about 75 grams of creme pat, 65 grams of the pineapple, put that in a bowl together. I'm just going to start beating that together. And I'm actually just going to put that over a bain-marie to bring that up to temperature. If that is fridge cold, we're starting with ingredients that are fridge cold to cook it in a souffle. I want to just move the process on a little bit. Got my egg whites. So if you want to whisk this, Brenton, and I'll pour in the sugar.
Alrighty.
So away you go. We're going to whisk this to nice sort of stiff peaks. So we're going to add the sugar slowly. How's that look? Yeah, I think that's about there. This is quite warm. The bowl's sort of warm to the touch. The ingredients come up to temperature. I'm going to put a tiny little bit of lemon juice in there. Then I'm going to take a tiny little amount and whisk it. I'm just going to work it in there. And you can see I've got that straight away to a nice consistency. Now, if you grab the moulds out, Brenton, so what I've done with whisking that first part in is I've got it working and I've got it nice and smooth, and that should make it a lot easier fold this last part of my mix in. Once you get to this stage, you really want to fold this in gently, okay? The less folds you do with this, the better it is. You want it really gentle and light. So to fill in the molds, you put a small amount in there. Tap the bottom to get it all down into those corners. And then you put the top part of the mold on, okay? And again, tap the bottom to get it all down into those corners, okay? So I'll just gently scrape the top off like this. And I'm going to do a couple with the top scraped off, and I'll do a couple with the top left on. And what I've done then is just gone around the outside with my finger and just loosened it off the rim. And what that should do is help it rise, okay? Then it's a matter of getting our coconut and just dusting the coconut over the top so we get a nice roasted coconut flavour over the top of it. Okay, so what we've got is I've made two different ones. I've done one with a nice top flattened off, one which I've left nice and natural, and again dusted it all over with coconut. Those are going to go straight into a hot oven, 180 degrees. They're going to take approximately 8 minutes. Brenton, do you want to grab a seat?
All right.
Oh, good. Thanks, mate. So I've got my ice cream It's at a nice temperature. It's been in the freezer overnight. Obviously, I did this one earlier. We're going to do a couple of nice little rolling quenelles out of the ice cream, working out of the corner of the mould here, just gently doing it. I'm rubbing my hand a little bit to get it off the back of the spoon, okay? So I've started and I've got the basic shape. Then I'm going to leave it back there. I'm going to rinse this off. Then I'm going to go back into the corner and work it a little bit more and just roll it. And what I do is just rub the spoon, should warm the spoon with the back of my hand just to let it drop off. Should be able to get a really nice little mould like that, okay? Yep. Okay.
Wow.
Awesome.
That's a good-looking souffle.
This is the one that I flattened off. It's come up sort of nice and even out of the sides. This is the one I left a little bit rustic on the top. It's come up really nicely as well. And we'll serve our Parfait, our Thai curry Parfait, just on the side. A good thing to do is to take the ice cream and drop it into the centre, and away you go. Tastes delicious. Okay, so who wants to come up and taste? Brenton, you did all the hard work. And of course you want to taste. Why don't you all come up and taste, in fact?
Oh, yay.
Very delicate.
Yeah, it is very delicate. Yep.
To impress friends and family with Josh's delicious Thai curry ice cream and pineapple souffle, shop for these ingredients. To avoid lumpy soufflés, beat the base mixture thoroughly. Butter the ramekins twice to help the soufflés rise. Use older eggs for soufflés. They have lower water content, so they'll froth better.
No guessing what I had for breakfast this morning, right?
Baked beans?
Baked beans, the secret to making the best chocolate fondant you've ever had in your life. And it's got to ooze, right? We want to see a chocolate fondant ooze. And I think I've got the trick for it. But you've got to have the baked bean can. That is the cheapest and the best vessel to cook your chocolate fondant in. First of all, for the chocolate fondant, we do need to melt some chocolate. While the chocolate's melting, we're going to start making a salted caramel ice cream. Yum, 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 I reckon. Now, first of all, we need to get some milk, and that's a litre of milk and 150 mils of cream, and we need to heat that up. Now, I'm looking for somebody to help me, so even though you're dressed up, Tony, I need you to come up here and I need you to have some fun and give me some personality with this thing. We're going to cook. We're going to bring it up to the boil. As soon as it hits the boil, we're going to turn it off, yeah? And over in next to it, we've got 10 egg yolks going into a bowl. And then we've got a little caster sugar. Mix that up. This is for our fondant. Needs to be dark chocolate, and I'm using 72% cocoa chocolate. Also going in here to melt is 250 grams of butter. So tell us, do you think you're going to win this competition?
Oh, I've got to back myself, don't I?
So you think you can kick those three people's butts?
For sure.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about that? I think you can multitask here. Make sure that just comes to the boil without boiling over. Give this a stir. Melt both of those nicely.
How's that looking, Simon?
That's looking good.
Really nice.
Okay, so that's ready for our salted caramel ice cream. Our 10 egg yolks and our sugar. A litre of milk, 150 mils of cream is coming up to the boil. Then we're going to mix those two together. This is for our fondant mix. 5 whole eggs going in. In here we've got 5 egg yolks going in there as well. 5 whole eggs, 5 additional egg yolks, and 110 grams of caster sugar going in there. Right, now I need you to mix that up. For our caramel ice cream, you can buy yourselves a can of sweetened condensed milk, put it into a pot and boil it for 6 hours and you'll have a caramel. Let's open this bad boy up and have a look. I've been doing this caramel ice cream with a little bit of salt in it for years and I reckon it's a winner. You just see that lovely dark caramel and of course that caramel flavour. Okay, that looks good.
Okay, lovely.
Turn that off. Let's bring this over here. My whole eggs, my egg yolks and my caster sugar. We've whipped that up and you can see it's foamy and almost that sort of white colour. Now this is ready here too and in it goes. Get that mix around in here. And about now I can just sift in the flour And this is our fondant mix. I mean, it doesn't get easier than that, really, does it? For our salted caramel ice cream, as soon as the milk and cream just comes to the boil, we're going to pour a quarter of it into there and we're going to mix it around with our wooden spoon, and we can put our 1 gram of salt. Now, guess what sort of salt I'm using?
Murray River.
Murray River, right. So a little bit of salt in there. The milk and cream has come, did it come to the boil? Yep.
Yeah, it did.
Okay, so let's carefully pour in there. Third, mix it up really quickly. That's it. Now we're going to pour this into here. And we're going to cook it now, and we want to bring it to 83 degrees. Now this is really important that we don't go past 83 degrees, otherwise what are we going to have?
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs. We'll just have it on low, and you're going to keep an eye on it with this. So there's our fondant mix ready to go. These are these disposable piping bags. Pour it in like that. So we're just about all there.
81 now.
I'm looking for 83, not more than 83.
82, 83, just
There we go.
83.
All right, so we can just put this to the side for 1 minute. And now all we've got to do is put the caramel in. That's our condensed milk that we've boiled for 6 hours. You want to lick the tin, don't you? I know you do.
It's the old.
Take it right off the heat now. Putting the cold caramel in will stop the cooking process. Now we'll just pop that into the fridge until we're ready to do our fondants up, and then we're just going to pipe them in. How are we looking? See that caramel colour coming there?
Beautiful.
Okay, that's enough.
That's it. Don't
So
let
long
you
as
add it too much.
Yep, so long as we've got it all combined.
Yep.
So now we're going to pour this into a container here, and then we're going to get it into the freezer. So I want to make a licorice and honey crumb that's slightly sherbety, okay? I've got 250 grams of caster sugar in there, 100 grams of Manuka Gold liqueur in there, and I'm just going to bring that up and I'm going to turn it into a caramel, and I'm looking for 150 degrees Celsius. Then I'm going to put some fizzy in here. It's arranged by Adrian Ferran, and he is the #1 chef in the world with our bully. And this is one of the range of his products. And all it is bicarbonate, citric acid, sugar and glucose. Looks like this. Little bits, and you can have a taste. It doesn't taste great at the moment, but what it'll do is it'll help turn it into a bit of a sherbet, but also give it that slightly honeycomb effect. This guy, Fresh As, is making these fantastic products. Now you've used some of them, haven't you? You've used the light cheese, and this is a brand new one, and check this out.
Oh my gosh.
Freeze-dried licorice. Get your laughing gear around that. So over here now we're ready to get our baked bean cans organised. There's a trick. One end is slightly fatter than the other end. Put the fatter end on the bottom. The other trick is to cut a piece of greaseproof that the tin can sit on, and then that'll make it easy for you to move and transport it around once it's cooked. So don't be shy on the butter, because that butter is going to melt and create a gap between the side of this dish and your fondant, which is going to make it easy to get out, and it's going to add some good flavour to the outside of your fondant. And the next thing we want to line this with after the butter is some cocoa, and I'll let you work out how to get the cocoa to line those inside. So you can see here now we're starting to get a caramel colour coming on board here, and there's 150. So I've got to 150 degrees, I've turned the heat off, I've got my fizzy, watch it goes in and I stir it straight away. I've got a tray here ready for it to go into. In it goes, 50 grams of the fizzy. See the colour change, see it start to aerate, and this is almost giving it a similar to a honeycomb effect, and it will puff up. Here it is. And you have to work very quickly now. I'm almost ready. I can see all the fizzies just about dissolved. And I come over to my tray and into my tray. Pretty special, huh?
Yeah.
Turning that Manuka Gold liqueur into a sherbet. And can you actually see this puffing up? Come and have a look, quick. It's like puffing up. This is pretty cool stuff.
It smells amazing.
And once it's cooled down, it looks like this. Now, break a bit up and have a taste. This is the end product. You can see the honeycomb effect, and it's fizzy, right?
Yeah.
Sherbet. Oh, it's amazing.
That is so cool.
You guys can grab a seat.
Wow.
Tony, you've done a good job here.
Is that okay?
That's great. So here's our mix that's been sitting for a while. We're going to pop this in here. Push the can down for me.
It's quite a strong mix, isn't it? It's quite sort of...
Yeah, it's quite firm now, and that's what you want. And that's all we put in, because it's just going to rise up just a little bit, yeah? So that's it. So now I'm just going to wet the end of my finger, because you can see those tufts sitting up there. They'll have a tendency to burn. Just push those down like that. I've preheated the oven to 185 degrees, and they're going to go in for 12 minutes. So now I can make my crumb while our puddings are cooking. This is our Manuka Gold sherbet at this stage, very similar to a honeycomb. So I'm just going to put a little bit of the licorice freeze-dried in here. Nothing will change to the fizziness by blending it. It'll still be like a sherbet. Remember, as a kid, you know, you buy the little white paper bag with a straw in it. There we go. So here's our crumb. See what we think of it. I can smell the licorice.
That's awesome.
That was wicked, huh?
You know those little paper bags, they used to actually have a little licorice straw? Do you remember those ones?
Oh,
that's what it reminds me of.
Exactly,
The actual straw was licorice. So that's what it reminds me of.
So there's our crumb done. We want to have a look here now. And what I can see here is it started to firm up around here, but you can see it's all very soft there. Yeah. But I want that cake effect right over the top. I don't want you to be able to look in there and go, oh, it's runny in the middle.
Bit of go, yeah.
So we're going to give it probably another 2 minutes.
Yep.
And then when we take it out, it's like your bit of chicken or your piece of beef. You need to rest it for 3 minutes. Just leave it to sit there. Otherwise, trust me, when you go to get it out of your mould, it will break. Okay, Tony, what do you think there? They look, you can see they're cooked and caked all the way over the top. Yep. Look how much they've risen up. So you know that you want to fill them just over halfway. Yep. So we'll just let them rest for a minute, and it's really tempting about now just to get one out. So I'm ready with our ice cream. I'm ready with our crumb, is good to go. I've got some icing sugar on standby here just to dust over the top. So we can put some crumb on the plate. So this is the Manuka Gold Licorice Sherbet Crumb. And that will be where we'll nestle our ice cream. One on there like that. There we go. Let's take this bad boy off. There we go. And we'll just have a little, and maybe we'll just have a little garnish. So we've really got some texture going on. And let's cut into it and see. Here we go.
Oh.
And that's what I call an oozer.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Well done.
To whip up Simon's delicious chocolate fondant, with caramel ice cream and honeycomb crumb, here are the ingredients you'll need. Baked bean cans make ideal molds for cooking fondants. Just remove the tops and bottoms. To help free the fondants from their molds, rest them for 3 minutes after cooking. Fondants can be stored in an airtight container in the fridge for up to 12 days before serving.
So there you have it, guys. Come and have a taste. And we've got some Saints Gisborne Noble Semillon, and the beautiful honey tones will work so well with that licorice and the sherbet in there. But get in and have a taste. Hi, guys.
Hey, buddy.
There are just 4 of you left. You are the competition's high flyers. And next time, the sky really will be the limit. So strap yourselves in.
Oh, you really?
You're in for a massive week. Cheers, everyone.
Next time, MasterChef takes off.
You're going on an overseas trip courtesy of Jetstar. But before you get too excited, there's a catch.
The top 4 have just 2 hours to prepare business class in-flight meals.
And it was a little bit of disaster.
It's too stressful for me to watch.
I'm freaking out.
And book their seats to a mystery destination.
Probably not enough this time, eh?